It's a special Thursday edition of the WEOL Gridiron Clash, streaming live on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram's YouTube channel. Tonight, the Bay Rockets face the North Olmsted Eagles. It's brought to you by Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street. Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Cobos Insurance Center, your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. And by Stewart's TV and Appliance, 468 Cleveland Street in Elyria.
And good evening and welcome to Bay High School, home of the Bay Rockets. Rob Polinsky along with Mike Hrusch as we bring you Thursday Night Football on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Alongside Mike Hrusch and Rob Polinsky, we've got Dave Rydell, who's manning all the commands here at Bay High School. Gary Pelder will be doing all the camera work for us and assist from WEOL Sports Director Rocco Nucci as well. As all hands on deck for this Thursday night affair between Bay and North Olmsted. The home team, Bay Rockets, come in with a 4-3 record overall, 2-2 in the CWC. They lost to Valley Forge last week, 19-0. Next week, they're at Lakewood. They are 7th right now in Division 4, Region 14, averaging 26 points a game. They are 1-2 at home. Nick Bigrig is their coach. He's in his first year. North Olmsted, Coach Tim Brediger in his 13th year. His team comes in at 2-5, but just like Bay, they are also 2-2 in the CWC. They're 1-2 away from home this year. Last week they lost to Rocky River 35-0. Next week they're at Valley Forge, and right now they are 20th in Division 2, Region 6. Mike Hrusch, Bay and North Olmsted, Thursday night special to get Week 8 kicked off. We hope to have a good one here tonight.
Well, Rob, it's great to be back with you on WEOL.com and Cleveland West Conference. We don't get a chance to do a lot of Cleveland West Conference games, so happy to be over here at Bay for this Thursday night affair. And as you said, Bay coming in at 4-3, coming off a tough loss to a physical Valley Forge team. But Bay, a tradition-rich program. They have a new coach in Coach Bigrig, and we'll kind of get into his story tonight. And North Olmsted, a very young program. They only have about 9 seniors. They play some freshmen. They play about 5 sophomores. So this is kind of a measuring stick game for them, and should be a good ball game here tonight on a Thursday night.
Before we get too much further ahead, want to remind you of these sponsors that make the ball games possible on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street. Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Our halftime sponsor, Cobos Insurance Center, your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. And Stewart's TV and Appliance at 468 Cleveland Street in Elyria. I think it's interesting when you've got two teams that are both coming off losses. And where do they, especially offensively when they both got shut out, where are they mentally? And I kind of think that makes the beginning of the game pretty important, Mike. When two teams are coming off a loss, they want to feel good about themselves as soon as possible. I think that puts a little extra emphasis maybe than normal on the start of the game.
Absolutely, Rob. And it's interesting. Both teams were shut out. And, we kind of talked to both coaches and a short week, and both of them were excited that it was a short week. You want to get back out there as soon as possible. And like you said, get that good taste in your mouth, get that bad taste out of your mouth from last week. And short week, so you kind of trim down on the game plan a little bit on the scouting report, and we kick it off here tonight. But, yeah, I think the start of this game, somebody feeling good, getting in the rhythm will be big tonight.
Tim Brediger, 13th year, you said we don't see the CWC very often, and we don't. But we're somewhat familiar with North Olmsted. They used to be in the SWC. They still play SWC foes in their non-conference with Amherst and North Olmsted and North Ridgeville. So we see them occasionally. I think you sort of know what to expect from North Olmsted. But Bay, with first-year coach Nick Bigrig, this will be our first opportunity to ever see him coach. I'm not sure quite what to expect, having never seen him.
And it's a new offensive system. For years, it was a 2-back system with a tight end. This year, it's more spread. They're going to throw the football a lot more than they used to. They feel like they've got the personnel to do that. So it's a coaching staff. Some have stayed together. Some have moved on. And so you'll see some familiar concepts from them in the past. And again, 4-3. They've played a tough schedule. They played Ashland. They played University School. So they're looking to further their case for the playoffs here tonight.
So it's Bay and North Olmsted. It'll get underway at the top of the hour. Had a chance to talk with both head coaches and we're going to hear from the head coaches right after this timeout. First will be Tim Brediger. He's the head coach of North Olmsted, and then following that, we'll hear from Nick Bigrig, the head coach of the Bay Rockets. You're listening to listening and watching to the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube Game of the Week. It's Bay and North Olmsted. We're back right after this.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Fall is the season of change, and when things change in your life, be sure you have the best protection for what matters most to you. At the Cobos Insurance Agency, we're committed to helping you select the best insurance to accommodate the changing needs in your life. That's why Cobos recommends Ohio Mutual Insurance Group. Since 1901, Ohio Mutual has been keeping the promises that secure dreams. Find us online at CobosINS.com. We'd love to help evaluate your insurance needs and recommend the best coverage from the best companies like Ohio Mutual.
Thursday night high school football on WEOL for Week 8, and tonight we have a game in the CWC. It's the North Olmsted Eagles taking on the Bay Rockets, and we're joined by Tim Brediger, the 13th-year head coach of the Eagles, as they get set to take on the Bay Rockets. And coached our first opportunity to see you this year. I know you're coming off a tough loss to a really good Rocky River team. Just talk about your season overall to this point.
We're a young team. We played some very good teams up front from the Southwest Conference to help us get ready, and so we took our lumps early. We've been opportunistic against teams that are similar, to us, and had a couple of good victories. And I was hoping that would carry over in the last week. Obviously we didn't do as well as we wanted to. We did some things. We ate clock. We had over 200 yards rushing. Did a lot of things we wanted to do, but ultimately didn't score. And when you're playing a team that can score from any down anywhere on the field, you got to put points up early to put some pressure on them, and we didn't do that. So, we're in the exact same spot we were last year, same record, same everything, and we got to take these next three one at a time and see what happens.
Do you feel you're further along, though, even though it's the same record as last year? Do you like where this team is, maybe as opposed to a year ago?
I do, from a standpoint of last year, we had 21 seniors, and it was a new offense, and I felt like midway through we were grasping it. Now it's our second year where we've had our freshmen have run it, our eighth graders have run it, so we've got kids coming up here that know what they're doing. We're just a young team. We're a team that has 9 seniors, so we're playing freshmen. We have 5 or 6 sophomores that play a ton, and a lot of juniors. So it's a little different. We're still got kids that are learning as we go.
Talk about that transition. Why did you change the offense? Was that just a difference in personnel? You saw things coming, or just different philosophy for you? Just talk about that a little bit. How difficult of a decision is that to do?
It was hard. We had a couple of years of throwing the ball probably 20 to 30 times a game and a lot of success, but we had multiple Division I athletes too. So that offense, really any offense we were in would have worked, And we had a couple of years of quarterbacks. We have 3 quarterbacks that are all playing in college now, that were part of the those systems, and we looked at our middle school coming up, and we've got an abundance of running backs, fullback, tight end type bodies, which we haven't had in the past, and not a lot of wideouts. So we made a switch last year, in the off season. And I like, what we have coming up in our 8th grade class, our freshmen and our current freshmen and sophomores. So, it's a building process of layering what you do each week and adding things. And, I like where we're at, obviously, but, there's probably one game we played this year. I thought Midview was a game that we could have won, should have won, and lost by 7 and played them real well. Other than that, I think we've played well against some good teams, and just would have had to play our best game against River and Buckeye to come out on top,
Sure.
So
what do you think the strengths of this team might be right now?
I think, our offensive backfield's pretty good. Our quarterback's coming along. He still has a long way to go, but he's really learning the system. He's a young kid who was hurt for 5 games last year as a JV player. Our running backs have been banged up. We'll get one of them back tonight who hasn't played since week 2, which will help us. But offensive line-wise, I think we're at a point now where they've seen every front imaginable. When you run weird formations like we do, it's hard to practice because you have no idea what, a 3-4 defense doesn't look like a 3-4 when you have a tight end and wing, and you find out most teams are used to playing against spread teams. So you don't know. You're watching film and you're like, I can't use that one, can't use that one. So it's different than our offense in the past that was all 3-by-1 or 2-by-2,
I guess the obvious question that I did not ask earlier, you talked about the change in the offense. Tell us about it. What is your offense that we're going to see tonight?
So it's basically a version of the old wing tee, just from shotgun. We will be under center, as well. We have some sets with that as well. But it's, we're going to block down, kick out, and pull through with as many different combinations as we can. It involves running backs, wing backs. Sometimes our linemen just block one way and we're wrapping other guys through. But it's basically, we want to eat clock and keep your offense off the field as much as we can. And then, take shots when we have the opportunity. But, if we don't need to throw, we will not.
4 times 3 equals a first down, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And try to help our defense as much as we can and keep them off the field. Tonight, Bay, they have a whole new offensive system too, and new coaching staff, and they've thrown the ball, very well in games. At times they look like it's an offense that has been doing it forever, and they haven't. Watching them and knowing their staff in the past, it's totally different watching them now.
Okay.
But they've got a couple special players. 38, the Hereditario is really good, both sides of the ball, and then Charlie Rogers, 24, same thing. I think they're both kids that as freshmen played a lot of varsity, and they have some linemen that do a lot of nice things. The quarterback, to me, stands in and takes some nasty hits and throws the ball very well. He's not afraid to get hit, and they can move the football, and they try to get guys in space in one-on-one matchups. And for us last week versus River, that was a challenge. So it's it was a long week for our defense of trying to solidify things and fix things, and we'll see tonight if that works.
Do you feel like the defense is improving as the year's gone on?
Our run defense has been amazing. River had 17 yards rushing. We held Buckeye to under 100. Midview was really the only team with their running back who's
he's special.
is tearing up SWC team. So he's really good. That's the one that got us. But other than that, we've been really good against the run. So tonight will be a good test because they still have some of the old Bay mentality of, they still pull guys and kick and run counter and stuff like that. So we'll see that tonight as well.
Coach, you're playing on a Thursday night, something you don't do every week. And I know coaches, players, you like routine. Do you talk about it? How did it change your preparation? How do you feel about it?
You know what? After you lose Friday, I loved it. I would like to play Monday. There's not a ton of game planning. We took a lot of the stuff we did last week that worked, and you're running out of different formations, different personnel groups, but it's still the same stuff. And really, we got down to like a lot of basics this week and said, we don't want to beat ourselves. We don't want to outthink ourselves. What can we practice realistically on Monday and Tuesday with who we have healthy, and what do we feel confident with, and make a few wrinkles and dig back in the stuff we did maybe like week 3 or 4 and that we liked that we haven't shown in a while, and say, this is what we got, and let's go to war.
Last thing, Coach, I think Yogi Berra said it gets late early. Do the seniors realize that you're starting to run out of opportunities, right? Even though it doesn't feel like it weather-wise, but here we are in week 8, and you look at the calendar, you realize you're getting close to the end here, and does that make the games even more significant? As the season winds down?
We talk about it a lot with the kids. The moment you start seeing red leaves and orange leaves, and the wind gets a little cooler at 6 o'clock at the end of practice, you hope you've built a culture as a staff and as a school district where it matters. And I think our kids care about it. We don't have a lot of seniors, but we've got kids that have played. There's 9 of them, and 2 or 3 of them have been 3-year starters, and a lot of them played a lot last year, and they've been in meaningful games. They've been in the playoff game against Avon last year, so they've put a lot of time in. I would love nothing more than to obviously be 1-0 and be in the conversation week 10 to see what happens. But the big focus is we got to take care of ourselves, and it's a nice group of kids. It's a small group of seniors, but they care about what they're doing.
Thanks for the time. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you for having me.
That's Tim Brediger, the head coach of the North Olmsted Eagles.
Lorraine County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news and high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorraine County, know Lorraine County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorraine County's largest newspaper.
Hi, Tim Elthorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about Eco-Tree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted Eco-Tree. They did an incredible job. The folks at Eco-Tree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact Eco-Tree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find Eco-Tree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Getting set for a special Thursday night edition of high school football on WEOL.com. And joining us now, first-year head coach of the Bay Rockets, Nick Bigrig, as his team entertains North Olmsted in a important game in the CWC. Right now, Bay with a record of 4-3, 2-2 overall. They're holding down the 7th spot in Division 4, Region 14. Coach, I know your name is familiar. It was nice to catch up with you beforehand a little bit. Give us a little bit about your background, being it'll be the first time that we've had you on a game on WEOL.com. You can go back to your playing days a little bit, and then how you became the head coach at Bay.
Sure. I played at Amherst Steel High School, graduated in 2001, and I was fortunate enough to play at Kent State following that, and then had bounced around the indoor arena football circuits for a bit, spending most of my time in Sioux Falls with the Sioux Falls Storm. So I worked with the youth program here in Bay for several years, and then Coach Rudded brought me on to his staff, the previous head coach, and I was quarterbacks coach and strength and conditioning coach for 2 years. And then Coach Rutt, when he decided to step down and spend some more time with his family, the opportunity kind of came available to apply for the head coaching position, and then here we are. So,
how's it gone so far for you? Has it been what you thought it would be? I'm sure first year it's probably a lot of a whirlwind for you.
It is busy, but I really love it. I love the kids. We have a great coaching staff, a lot of very talented and smart coaches that care a lot about the game and care a lot about the kids. So it's been a great pleasure to work with these people and to work with the group of kids we have.
Coach, 4-3 overall, 2-2 in league play, so obviously a bit of an up and down conference. But I look at some of your games. You've lost a couple of undefeated teams. So just tell us a little bit about how the season has gone at this point.
We opened up at Ashland, which is obviously a very good Division II team, and I thought we were happy with how our guys competed. And showed that we kind of belong in those bigger games on a bigger stage. Following that, I thought we had some nice wins with University School and Firelands. Normandy, the Buckeye game was a very big conference game here at home, in which we had a chance to win at the end, but ultimately kind of too many self-inflicted mistakes kind of derailed that a little bit. Westlake is a big rivalry game, battle for a little brown jug. A lot of the alumni get very excited about that here in Bay. The kids get excited about it. So it was nice to keep that here. Last week was really the first time we kind of felt like Valley Forge had a great plan. They were very physical. I think they are better than their record indicates. But I felt like that was the first time that we didn't really perform up to our standards. So, this week we will kind of look to bounce back from that and kind of get back to some of the values and things that we've kind of held important to this point. So, it's a big stretch kind of coming down here these last 3 games with North Olmsted, Lakewood, and Rocky River, which is also a rivalry game. But there's a lot of implications for us in region, Division 4. So. We will hopefully take care of our part of that and set us up for a nice run in the playoffs.
Coach, do you get the sense the kids were upset about their performance with Valley Forge and that they're excited to try to bounce back and show what they can do tonight? Yeah, that was a homecoming week for us too, so I think that sting, the best way to get over that is to get back to practice and to get back to a game. So in some ways the short week will be beneficial, that we'll get back on the field and get back to competing the way that we know we can. Leads to my next question. I know coaches and players like routine. To be out of the routine a little bit, moving it up a day, how has that been for your preparation? And I suppose you'll know more about that after the game than right now, but just your thoughts on playing on the Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it playing on Thursday night. I would have rather kept it on Friday, but I think we had a good plan. The coaching staff came up with a good plan to adjust the schedule, and I think that the kids responded well following the loss and following homecoming, and just came in yesterday kind of locked in, prepared, and ready to get back to work. So far this week, been very happy with how they've performed, and obviously we'll see how they do tonight.
Coach, tell us about your opponent. Coach Bridiger, he's been at North Olmsted a long time. They come in with a record of 2-5. Your thoughts on playing the Eagles?
They always have a very physical team, kids that will compete, and very well coached. Some of our coaches of our previous staff are over there as well. We're very familiar with the opponent. I think they're familiar with us, and we look forward to to competing with them on Friday or Thursday tonight.
Yeah, exactly, in a few minutes. What do you think the strengths of your team are at this point?
Our defense has been I think, exceptional. We have a ton of talented athletes. And it's just a matter of getting them put into situations where they can be successful, that are advantageous to them, getting them the ball in space. Rocco Rotario, I think, is maybe one of the best football players in the area. He plays middle linebacker as well as tailback for us, and has really been exceptional all year. So just him and our other guys, Charlie Rogers, Michael Foreman, Brody Beggs, getting these guys opportunities to just showcase their talents in advantageous situations, I think will be a key for us.
Coach, really appreciate the time. Want to wish you the best of luck. Very nice to meet you. Good luck tonight and the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
That is the head coach of the Bay Rockets, Nick Bigrig. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secured dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at cobosins.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
And welcome back to Bay High School. Rob Polinsky along with Mike Hrusch as the band performs out on the field. The Bay Rockets have taken the field. They await their opponents from North Olmsted, and we'll be underway in just a few minutes in this CWC game. And people may wonder why a Thursday night game. And, well, let's pause first. Let's let you hear the national anthem, and we'll listen to the national anthem being performed by the Bay High School band. to the Bay Rockets band for performing the national anthem, as we're just a few minutes away from getting underway, Mike, and North Olmsted will receive the kick. Bay will go on defense, so we're going to take a look at this new offense for North Olmsted. They're about a year and a half into it, and you heard Coach Tim Brediger talk about it. It's a wing tee, a version of a wing tee, but they also do it out of a shotgun, so that, I would think, would make for interesting preps for Bay, because you don't see that every week. Although they did see the wing tee out of Valley Forge last week. Still, this has some different wrinkles.
Absolutely, Rob. You know, it's a different type of offense. It's funny how these offenses, it's all cyclical, right? 25 years ago, maybe you saw the wing tee a lot more than you see it now. But I think having seen Valley Forge, I think is a slight advantage for Bay. But the flip side is maybe it's an advantage for North Olmsted, because they got to study that film, and now they kind of know what Bay might do. So interesting kind of subplot to tonight's game.
I think coaches always think it's a disadvantage no matter what, right? Coaches, that's just the way coaches' mentality is. So the Bay Rockets have the blue uniforms on. They've got blue jerseys, blue pants, blue helmets with the white numerals. And North Olmsted, they are across the way from us. They've got their away gear on. Those are white jerseys, white pants with black and orange, the black numerals with the orange trim and the black helmets. So it's Bay and North Olmsted. Coach Tim Brediger against Coach Nick Bigrig.
Yeah, and that North Olmsted offense that we talked about, kind of that spread wing tee, really trying to eat up the clock. They tried last week against Rocky River, albeit in a 35-0 loss. They had good drives. They moved the football inside the 30 of Rocky River several times. They dominated the time of possession, but you know, they weren't able to finish. So that'll be a big point of emphasis tonight, is how can they finish drives on Bay's side of the field should they get there. And, you know, defensively kind of goes hand in hand. They're going to try to take away big plays from Bay and dominate that way.
So the North Olmsted offense, it's Will McPherson at quarterback, 5'9", 168, and a junior. He's 48 out of 77 on the year. He's got 4 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions. And he's also run it 44 times for 149 yards. So he's a bit of a dual threat. Their leading running back is Amir Silmi, 564 yards on 105 carries. He's also got 11 catches for 190, so you got to look at him out of the backfield. Jack Berger will be a running back. Wing backs, Luca LaRue, Lawrence Stanley, receiver, Dennis Jeffries, and the tight end, when they go with the tight end, is Billy Suleiman. Up front for the Eagles, on the left side, it is going to be Ryan Cerisi and Kyle Allen. Javion Pierce is the center. Right side of the offensive line, Carmelo Fuentes and Mitchell Jones. And we'll get you the Bay defense momentarily. And the Rockets will kick off, and it's going to be Griffin Rupi that does the kicking for the Rockets. They are juniors. Or I should say he is a junior. So they're going to reset the play clock, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Nick Abraham, Elyria Ford, Eco-Tree Services, Cobos Insurance Center, Lorain County Community College, and Stewart's TV and Appliance. Griffin Rupi, right-footed junior kicker. He also does the field goals and extra points. 16 out of 18 on extra points, 3 out of 4 on field goals. And he gets his right foot into it, and we're underway from Bay High School. The kick will go wide, and it bounces, stays in bounds. It was picked up at the 10-yard line there by Lawrence Stanley. Stanley to the far side, and he is going to be tackled inside the 20. North Olmsted does not have good field position to begin the drive. Defensively for the Bay Rockets, they are giving up 19 points per game. Up front, Michael Foreman, Chase Prudo, and Danny Ziffel. The linebackers, Jimmy Bayline, Rocco Hereditario, Sully Knack, and Brody Biggs. The corners, Evan Talby and Ethan George. Safeties are Colin McAlay and Charlie Rogers. Offensively, I should tell you, the Eagles are scoring 16 points a game.
Yeah, such a big part of this North Olmsted offense will be staying on schedule, right? Trying to get those 3 and 4 yards so they can avoid those 3rd and longs. Not something that they're set up to do. Throwing the football, we talked to Coach Brediger. He said if we don't have to throw the football once, we won't. So we'll get a look at that approach here tonight.
Not sure what the delay is at the start here, but it looks like now we've got a football and we're ready to go. I guess you do need a football. Well, you got 22 guys standing around, and you need a football.
Yeah, that short week, you know. We've got
so it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 18 as we begin. I almost wonder if on a short week, you got shut out last week, they know you're the wing team, might we see a trick play early? McPherson takes it out of the shotgun. He says, no, Rob, we won't. He's going to hand it off and over the right side. Getting a first down run across the 30 is Amir Silmi. We're going to say that name a lot. 5'9", 172 and a sophomore. 12-yard run to the 30, and that's a really good first play for the Eagles.
Yeah, and right away, the push from the offensive line up front from North Olmsted. Silmi runs hard. He hits the hole. He puts his head down. I'm sure North Olmsted gained some confidence from watching Valley Forge's film last week against Bay, where they really kind of out-physicaled the Rockets. So good start for the Eagles.
McPherson out of the shotgun has Silmi on his left hip. McPherson, junior quarterback. Man in motion. They're going to fake the handoff to him. McPherson keeps it and shakes one tackle, but he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. And for the Bay Rockets that time on the tackle, that is somebody we didn't have in the starting lineup.
Tackle made by number 57, Johnny Vaverka.
And that is Vaverka, Johnny Vaverka, who's the starting right guard, who was in there to make that defensive stop.
And this Bay defense, it's been so good all year under the direction of longtime coordinator Tim Jansen. He's stayed on staff through multiple head coaches, and he does a great job with this defense.
From their own 29 on 2nd and 11, they're going to hand it off. Silmi over the left side across the 30 to the 35. He's going to drag Bay Rockets to about the 36-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd and about 4. We'll give them about 7. And we'll have our first 3rd down of the game as we're just underway with just over 10 minutes to go first quarter. No score, opening drive of this football game. Rob Polinsky, Mike Hrusch from Bay. We've got Dave Rydell with us as well as Rocco Nushi, and also doing the camera work tonight is Gary Pelter. Appreciate everybody's help here on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel for high school football.
And right away, big key to this game, 3rd down conversion. If North Olmsted wants to sustain drives, they got to convert.
On 3rd and 4 out of the shotgun, this wing tee with 2 receivers far side. Silmi goes in motion. They're going to swing it out to him, makes the catch, and he's going to get across the 40 for a first down to Hereditario with the tackle. But a nice job getting it to Silmi. That's his 12th catch of the year. He's approaching 200 yards in the air and receiving, I should say. And it's 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They get their 2nd first down of the game. And it's 1st and 10 from their own 43.
And a nice way to involve Silmi out of the backfield. Just a swing pass, pretty much a glorified toss sweep. Another way to involve his talents and get him in space. Picks up a big first down.
1st and 10 Eagles from their own 43-yard line. This drive began at their own 18, so they've got 25 yards and 2 first downs. Silmi trying to go up the gut. This time it's bottled up. He'll be brought down right there. Rogers was one of the defenders along with linebacker Brody Beggs. Brody Beggs had 34 tackles and an interception on the year. He's a junior. 2nd and 10, no gain.
Again, Rob, this is a game that North Olmsted won last year, 14-10, albeit a different-looking North Olmsted team with 21 seniors. But this has been a good game going back through the years, an old SWC game back way back.
A real important game for both teams because they're both 2-2 in league play, and Bay right now holding down the 7th spot in the computer playoffs. They would make the playoffs right now, but they've got 3 big games down the year. There's a high snap way over McPherson's head. He's going to go all the way back, and he'll fall on it inside the 20. But a disaster there for the Eagles, but they do retain possession, but it's going to be 3rd and literally half a mile.
Yeah, and the same thing happened last week in the game against Rocky River, a high snap. Really halted a drive. So, again, if you're North Olmsted, penalties, fumbles, things like that, errors, obviously it's hard to overcome that with the offense that you run.
3rd and 36 from their own 17. They need to get to the 47 of Bay for a first down. You work so hard to, get 4 or 5 yards at a time, get a couple first downs, and you give it all away with that errant snap. 3rd and forever, and they're going to hand it off to Silmi on the far side. He'll get to the 20, and he's going to jitterbug out to about the 23-yard line. It'll be 4th down, and the Eagles will be forced to punt. The punter will be Zach Haug. Haug, 5'10", 158, and the senior.
And again, Rob, with a young team, we talked to Coach Brediger, it's almost like a couple steps forward, a step back, right, with these drives. And as you're right, you work so hard and put yourself behind the chains. And
they just gave up a ton of field position. If you're up at midfield and punt, that's one thing. But now Haug standing at his own 10. High snap, he gets it off. It's a high kick that's going to bounce at midfield. And it will be down there by the Eagles, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bay Rockets. For the Eagles, downing that was Fuad Muhammad, 6 foot 184, a senior. So we'll see Bay on offense for the first time. Coach Nick Bigrig's offense from their own 49. And they are averaging 26 points a game. Their quarterback, Patrick Cleary, 86 out of 168 passes, 1,016 yards, 51%, 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. His leading rusher, Rocco Hereditario, 72 carries for 583 yards and 7 touchdowns. Cleary out of the shotgun. He'll take it. Fakes the handoff. He's going to fire it outside. It's caught at midfield, down to the 40. Big room to run to the 30, down to the 25-yard line. A big play, and that is going to be Brody Beggs with his 14th catch of the year, but there's a flag back at midfield. This one is coming back. Looking at the rest of the offense, wide receivers are going to be Ethan George, Charlie Rogers, Michael Foreman, and Brody Beggs. Up front, Danny Ziffel, Aiden Cunningham on the left side of the line. Center is Sully Knack. On the right side of the line, Johnny Vaverka and Chase Prudo. Defense for North Olmsted, they run a 3-3 stack, a 3-3-5. Up front, Tanner Thorne, Tyree Gaines, Javion Pierce. Linebackers, Jack Berger, Luca LaRue, Fawad Muhammad, and Kyle Allen. Corners, Lawrence Stanley, Louis Batista. Safeties, Connor Verbicki and Amir Silmy. So from their own 41, it's 1st and 18. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Out of the shotgun is Patrick Cleary. In motion comes Rogers, and Cleary will take it. He'll fake it to Hereditario and hand off to Rogers. Rogers here to the near side across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. Silmy makes the stop, and Rogers on the year now that he has 22 rushes for 181 yards. He's also caught 29 passes for 391, so he's a true dual threat, Mike.
Yeah, and it's part of this new philosophy here at Bay. Last year it was Hereditario and Rogers in the backfield exclusively. This year they're really using their players' strengths a little bit differently all over the field, and Rogers illustrates that well.
From their own 44, it's 2nd down. They need to get to the Eagle 41 for a 1st down pass. It's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver at midfield, and that was for Michael Foreman. It'll be 3rd and long. So a penalty on the first play for Bay has hurt them. North Olmsted had a good drive going with 2 first downs, but they gave it away on an errant snap where they lost a ton of yards. 26 yards, I believe, on that errant snap.
And the other thing, for this Bay offense, balance is really the thing that the stats show. I think they're just about 50-50 in run-pass yards on the year coming in.
Halfway through the first quarter, 3rd down. 3-man front. North Olmsted showing blitz. They are going to bring 5, and they don't get to Cleary. He makes the pass. It's complete at the 44-yard line, and it's Brody Beggs with the catch, and Lawrence Stanley got him down, but now a decision for Nick Bigrig. It's going to be 4th and about 3 from the 44 in North Olmsted.
Yeah, impressed with Cleary there to stand in and make that throw across the field, that out route, and puts him in a 4th and manageable, and looks like the offense is staying out.
So if you don't get it, obviously you give North Olmsted some good field position. But 4th and 3, the Rockets will see what they can do here. Hereditario is next to Cleary. Cleary is looking over to the base sidelines for the call. Now he's giving instructions. Looks at that play sheet on his wrist. And on 4th and 3, North Olmsted showing blitz. And let's see, maybe they're trying to get him to jump. No, they don't. They run the play, hand it off to Hereditario. He'll get a 1st down inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Connor Verbicki, the safety, made the stop, but that's a 1st down for Bay.
And when you've got Hereditario in the backfield, that's not a bad option. There's still a power run, team at heart, kind of hearkening back to the past. They haven't abandoned the run by any means, and certainly Rocco Hereditario, one of the better players in the area.
1st and 10 from the 37. As Cleary, the quarterback, he's a junior. He's got Hereditario on his left side, out of the shotgun. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near. And he'll take it. Cleary with a quick throw on the slant. He was hit. He missed. They broke up the timing, but a good job by Tanner Perry. 5'10", 210 senior. Tanner Perry got in there and broke that one up.
And that's the thing, Rob, with this 3-3 stack. you're bringing 4 and 5 guys on every play, and you don't know where they're coming from. They could be coming off the edge, playing different little games up front with that pressure.
So 2nd and 10 from the North Olmsted 37, incomplete pass, stops the clock, 5:17 to go, first quarter, no score. Cleary, back to throw, going downfield, has a man, and he overthrows his intended receiver. Wide open, would have been 6 for Michael Foreman, but Cleary overthrew him. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, just not on the right page. Cleary and Foreman, big play that they miss out on. North Olmsted kind of breathes a sigh of relief, and 3rd and 10 here.
Well, as Michael Hrusch just told you, it is 3rd and 10 for Bay, although they went for it on 4th and 3, so maybe this is 4-down territory because they're kind of in that no man's land at the North Olmsted 37-yard line. We'll see what they do here. Cleary awaits the snap from Sully Knack. Knack is a junior. Knack the center with a high snap. They're going to hand off to Hereditario. Hereditario still on his feet on 3rd and 10, and they're going to get a first down. I think they caught North Olmsted. North Olmsted thought it was going to be a pass. It was a run. They're going to get inside the 20. They're in the red zone down to the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for Bay.
Yeah, great play call by Bay. And again, when you know you're kind of 4-down territory, even if you don't get it there, you can kind of afford to run it, make it 4th and manageable. And there Rocco's able to burst through the hole. Kind of deflating if you're North Olmsted defensively to give that up on 3rd and 10.
Rocco Hereditario, 72 catches for 583 yards on the year. Low snap. They get it off to Hereditario, and he is going to be bottled up by about half the Eagles on defense. It'll be a short gain, maybe a yard.
Yeah, that low snap kind of
threw
off the timing a little bit.
Tanner Thorne was the first Eagle there, 6'2", 243, and a senior. Thorne's got 2 sacks, 7 tackles for loss on the year, and 41 tackles. So 2nd and 9 for the Rockets. We're approaching 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Rogers comes in motion. High snap. They're going to hand it off. Hereditario bounces to the outside. He's at the 15, shakes the tackle of Amir, gets inside the 10 to the 5, and he dives towards the goal line. It'll be 1st and goal for Bay at about the 3. And that was just Rocco Hereditario winning one-on-one battles. He would not be brought down, broke down the tackle of Amir Silmi, and just kept the legs going, and it's 1st and goal.
Devastating stiff arm in the open field by Rocco Hereditario. North Olmsted Eagle defender bouncing off and sets up a 1st and goal.
From the 2, out of the shotgun. And the handoff for Hereditario. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a couple of yards. Nowhere to go there. Nice job by the North Olmsted Eagles. And again, it's Tanner Thorne.
Yeah, this North Olmsted defense, again, battled last week against a potent Rocky River team. Not quite the same challenge this week, but Bay certainly has athletes all over the field, and they're going to see if they can stand up and get this stop here.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. Cleary with an empty backfield, 3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Again, the Eagles show blitz. And on 2nd and goal, they're going to fire into the end zone. It's going to be picked off at the 10-yard line, out to the 20, to the 25-yard line. There's an interception for North Olmsted. We'll tell you about it right after this timeout, but Fawad Muhammad got the interception, and we'll be back right after this timeout. No score between Bay and North Olmsted. We're back after this.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Kevin. The praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Fawad Muhammad with his 4th interception of the year. And North Olmsted takes over 1st and 10 from their own 25. Each team with 1 possession, 2:51 to go in the quarter, no score. Handoff near side, Amir Silmi. He is going to fight forward for about 3 to the 28.
Rob, what a momentum change for this North Olmsted team. Kind of bend but don't break mentality, and they're able to make a play on the goal line. And Bay had a nice play design. They were going to try to hit Beggs on a slant and just off on the throw, and Mohammed makes a play.
You know, you don't have as much room down there on the goal line. When it was 1st and goal to 2 and they ran a Hereditario and they lost 3, 2nd and goal from the 5, and even though they had all that success running the football, they decided to throw, and Mohammed with his 4th pick of the year. And this is week 8. 2nd and 6. McPherson fumbles the snap, and is he going to fall on it? No, it's scoop and score. It's going to be a 20-yard scoop and score, and it's Jimmy Bayline. Jimmy Bayline, the linebacker, as McPherson, instead of just falling on it, tried to do something with it, couldn't, and Jimmy Bayline takes it 20 yards, and the Bay Rockets go out front 6-0 on the fumble return for a touchdown with exactly 2 minutes to go in quarter number 1.
Yeah, and so far, Rob, on this Thursday night, this short week, it's been a number of miscues for both teams, and Bayline with the scoop and score. North Olmsted not able to fall on it. Momentum right back for the Rockets.
Extra point for the Bay Rockets is going to be Griffin Rupi. He's 16 out of 18 on the year. So Bay will try to extend the lead to 7-0. Rogers is the holder. They get it down. The kick is up, and the kick is long enough, but it is wide left, no good. So Bay with a 6-0 lead over North Olmsted. Why don't we take a timeout, and we'll be back with the kickoff. 2 minutes to go first quarter. Bay 6, North Olmsted 0 on the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry. You're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Stewart's Appliance. Family owned, locally trusted, and proud to support Lorain County. Whether it's a new fridge, washer, or stove, Stewart's is here for you. Stewart's Appliance, serving families, supporting community.
As we get set for the kickoff, and it will be Griffin Rupi with the kick. Bay leads 6-0. So each team with a turnover. And the kick will come down to Stanley at the 15, and he'll get to the 20 to the 25, 30-yard line, and he's still on his feet, gets to the 35, so a nice return. North Olmsted will have their best starting field position, I should say, to start a drive today, and this will be their 3rd drive of the game from their own 35.
And again, depending on how you look at it, Rob, an opportunistic Bay defense, but North Olmsted's got to hang on to the football, and they had a bad snap on the first drive there. They just kind of flat out dropped the snap, can't fall on it, and this Bay Rocket defense was more than happy to scoop it up and score. So got to see if North Olmsted could just settle in here. Settle in, try to get a first down, try to sustain a drive, and, again, finish a drive on Bay's side of the field.
McPherson out of the shotgun in this wing T offense that's down 6-0 with under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hands it off to Silmy. Silmy over the far side, maybe a yard. Another fumble, but he was down. So it'll be 2nd and 9.
And sometimes, Rob, I feel like that it's contagious almost. The ball's on the ground one time, and you know, sometimes those turnovers can come in flurries, and
so you can't think about it as a running back. You got to be, you got holes and trying to avoid defense. You can't think about don't fumble and hanging on to the ball and all that. This is going to be kind of natural, but obviously it gets into your head.
And the flip side is defensively, you start to get a little hungry for it, a little nosy, and you're coming in, ripping it away.
2nd and 9 for the Eagles from their own 36-yard line. See if they're going to go to the air at some point here. And that time it's a handoff to Silmy over the far side. He'll get a first down. Why go to the air when you can do that? Silmy with a first down to the 45-yard line of Bay before he's brought down by Jimmy Bayline. Bayline, the senior linebacker. And it'll be 1st and 10, Eagles at the 46 of Bay.
Yeah, really like the play design on North Olmsted. They send the motion across, jet motion. They give it to Silmy on like a counter play. Second time they've involved Silmy in something other than just a straight handoff. We saw him throw the ball to him. They're kind of a misdirection play, and just like that, they're on the Bay side of the field.
I know Tim Brediger said they're in there, using the wing T and variations of it, but I would say it to you this way. This is not your dad's wing T. They do a lot of different things off it. Double tight ends as they now have Lawrence Stanley go in motion. Hand off Silmy over the far side. Silmy shakes the tackle, gets to the 40-yard line. He'll get about 6. Danny Ziffel, a senior defensive end, was there to kind of trip him up.
Yeah, and you have to be impressed by Silmy so far. Just a sophomore, the way he runs. As we're going to get end of the first quarter here.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. The end of the first quarter. It's Bay 6, North Olmsted nothing. We'll be back with more. It's the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel Thursday night special. We're back right after this.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs Radio. The praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
Start of the second quarter, North Olmsted trailing 6-0, but on 2nd and 4 from the 40, they are going to come to the line of scrimmage. And Mike Hrusch, one of the stats that jumped out at you after one quarter.
Yeah, Silmy already had 8 carries for 53 yards, so on a good pace for the Eagles here.
That's about a 6.5-yard average per carry. Lawrence Stanley comes in motion, and they're going to fake it to him. McPherson keeps it to quarterback. He'll be spun down, but he'll gain a couple. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down, but a nice job by McPherson because he was hit at the line of scrimmage, broke a tackle, went forward. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And McPherson's really the ideal candidate to run this offense. He's a good athlete. He's tough. He's a pretty good ball handler. He distributes it well, and just a junior, he runs hard.
I like the fake there that he did to Stanley and then keeping it. Some good deception there. And it'll be 3rd and 1. North Olmsted, they're going to line up tight. And McPherson takes it, hands off to the first back, and that'll be a first down to the 35 to the 33. And that is Jack Berger getting his first carry, a freshman, 5'10", 186. Berger on the year had 8 carries for 87 yards.
And again, he's one of a handful of freshmen that will see action on varsity this year. That freshman class that Coach Brediger brought in only lost 1 game at the middle school level. He said they didn't lose a single kid to a private school, which is big for schools like this. And he's able to run hard, pick up a first down.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. North Olmsted coming to the line of scrimmage. And again, it's Berger right behind McPherson. And this time they're going to hand it off in more of a traditional wing tee set. And Silmy will get to the 25. Silmy was lined up as a tight end, came in motion, got the handoff, and Amir Silmy is a little slow to get up. Down to the 26. It'll gain 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7. And for Bay, Danny Ziffel just came out of the lineup, and in to replace him is Michael Foreman on that defensive line.
The other thing about this offense, Rob, it's a lot of different kids carry the ball. It's an equal opportunity offense. You see different backs, so kind of keeps everyone motivated. You're not just going to block for one kid the whole time. You're going to get your number called as well.
2nd and 7 from the 26-yard line of Bay. North Olmsted comes to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers far side of the formation. Silmy next to McPherson. And McPherson hands it off to Silmy over the far side. Gets a couple yards, but he's gang tackled there. And one of the young men for Bay was Vaverka. I'm sorry, Mason Clark. Nope, I was right the first time, Rob. Johnny Vaverka, 57. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, sets up kind of that in-between. We haven't seen North Olmsted go to the air unless you count the swing pass to Silmy earlier in the game. So obviously 4 downs. So
interesting. They could run or throw, obviously, on 3rd and 5. Basically, you've got 2 plays to get 5 yards. And that's kind of what the wing T offense is designed to do. So on 3rd and 5 from the 24, McPherson goes back to throw. He's going to fire, and it's going to be a low throw that's caught at the 15, and he was down, so he'll be down there, and you don't have to be. If you're down in high school football, as soon as your knee touches, Dennis Jeffries on the reception, his 7th catch of the year for over 100 yards now. He came in with 6 for 89. That'll give him a big first down. They're in the red zone for the first time at the Bay 15. Eagles are down 6-0 with 8:45 to go in the first half.
And good execution by North Olmsted. It's comforting to know that when you need to throw it and when you need to pick up a big first down, you can do it. And big pitch and catch there.
So on 1st and 10 from the 15, McPherson fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it, and he'll get maybe a yard as he is stonewalled there by a good job by the Bay Rockets defensively. And Rogers was one of several defenders there. Charlie Rogers, the safety, came into the game with 36 tackles.
Yeah, Rogers all over the field. He'll line up anywhere on defense. Obviously, offensively, we called his name. He'll line up anywhere offensively as well. One of the top players in this Cleveland West Conference.
2nd and 9 from the 14. Bay out in front 6-0. They got a touchdown on a fumble return for 20 yards, but missed the extra point. 2 receivers near side. Lawrence Stanley comes in motion. They fake it to him. McPherson rolling right, dodges the defenders, and now he'll run forward, and he'll lose a yard as he's brought down at the 15. It'll be 3rd and 10. Good pursuit by the Bay Rockets there defensively. Johnny Vaverka again. He's having a big first half, Michael.
Yes, he is. A number of Rockets are really flying around, and again, this has been a Bay defense that's been solid for them. It's, kept them in a lot of games. It's won some games for them, and they're also played a tough schedule. We talked about Ashland. They're undefeated. That was week 1. That was Coach Bigrig's first game, but certainly Cleveland West Conference play has come, and last week was a tough result for them, but looking to get back on track.
So 3rd and 10 from the 15. Luca LaRue is in the backfield. They're going to throw, and that one's in and out of hands of the intended receiver and almost intercepted. They try to get it to their tight end, Billy Suleiman. Suleiman, 6'2", 258, and a sophomore. 4 catches on the year, and now 4th and 10. Zach Haug is the kicker. We don't have stats on their kicking game, but Zach Haug is going to come out and attempt a field goal here. So Haug, they're going to line it up at about looks like the 22. That would make it a 32-yard field goal. And the holder is going to be Cam Massabiani. So Massabiani is the holder. Haug is the field goal kicker, a 32-yard attempt to try to cut this lead in half. They get it down. The kick is definitely long enough, and the kick is no good. Wide right for Haug. And it'll remain 6-0 Bay with 6:41 to go in the first half. So the Bay Rockets, again, that's kind of the story for North Olmsted last week. They got it inside the 30 6 times, didn't score. Tonight, still being shut out. We've seen good things for them in between the 20s, but they just can't punch it in, and that continues.
Yeah, just haven't been able to finish. And there you're thinking, okay, maybe get some points on the board, feel good about yourself after being shut out. Plenty of leg, but just wide. So now they got to try to get a stop, and kind of this sudden change situation here. We'll see if Bay, what they elect to do. But again, North Olmsted, they're close, but just haven't been able to put it all together.
1st and 10 from their own 20. Patrick Cleary in the offense back to the line of scrimmage. From their own 20, Rogers comes in motion. Cleary takes it. He's going to swing it out to the left side to Hereditario, and he is going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be no gain. 2nd and 10. Nice job by the Eagles, as there were several Eagles there defensively, and one of those young men was Javion Pierce, defensive tackle, 5'11", 234, a senior, 34 tackles on the year.
And Pierce really one of the few returning guys from last year's team that came back, and certainly having a great year once again, really a leader for Coach Brediger.
So from their own 20, it'll be 2nd and 10. Bay with the ball and a 6-0 lead on a defensive touchdown with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hand off Hereditario, and he is going to be brought down at the 25. Just got tripped up just enough. He'll get just over 5. It'll be third.
It's a gain of 5. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Rockets at the 25-yard line.
The Rockets with a 3rd and 4 from their own 26. They don't want to go 3 and out and punt it right back to North Olmsted after North Olmsted had that long drive, albeit no points were scored. I'm sure Bay would still like to at least get a first down or 2 to keep their defense on the sidelines. And they'll see if they can do it. Cleary to throw, and it's going to be caught at the 35-yard line and then in and out of the hands of the receiver, and then it's picked up by one of the Rockets. Now the question is, was that a complete pass or not? It was Ethan Sedovac, who has 3 catches on the year, and it looks like they're marking it as a catch. So it'll be a first down for Bay, albeit unconventional. But they're going to get it out to the 35, and he fumbled it, and then one of his teammates really bailed him out. I think it might have been Brody Beggs.
Yeah, nice execution on the slant, but seen the ball all over the place tonight here, Rob.
1st and 10, Hrusch, I got you on my brain. They're going to hand it off to Hereditario. He's snowed under. He'll lose about 3, and there he is again, Tanner Thorne. He's definitely been a thorn in the side of the Bay offense, and then he had help from his friends.
Yeah, and Rob, another snap that kind of went up and kind of threw off the timing a little bit, so something Bay will have to get fixed if they're going to kind of stay on schedule here.
So 2nd and 14. Bay from their own 32. Hereditario is next to Cleary. Cleary a junior, Hereditario a senior. And the snap to Cleary. He's going to pitch it to Hereditario here to the boundary side, and he'll be brought down by Berger, the freshman, after a short gain. Jack Berger, 5'10", 186, freshman linebacker.
Yeah, Bay able to pull a couple linemen, just toss it out to Hereditario there and into the boundary, like you said. Not a lot of room to work with, but sets up a 3rd and 6 here as this first half has been rapidly played.
Yes, it has.
Both teams like to keep it on the ground, and
we haven't had many penalties. It's been a clean game. They haven't gone out of bounds a lot. It's been well played to this point. It'll be 3rd down and 6 from the 40. Cleary back to throw, fires, and it's going to be caught. They're going to get a first down. Rogers across midfield, brought down at the 48-yard line by Lawrence Stanley. Bay converts on another 3rd down with a good pass from Cleary to Rogers, and North Olmsted's defensive line is not getting to Cleary, and that's given him time to complete passes.
Yeah, that's a great point. Cleary's been, he's been clean back there. He's had time to step up, and nice little clearing route or crossing route to Rogers, and he's able to pick up the first down.
That offensive line is Ziffel, Cunningham, Knack, Vaverka, and Prudo doing a good job so far for Bay. 1st and 10 from the Eagle 47. They lead 6-0. They're going to fake the handoff to Hereditario, throw it out here in the flat. Caught by Beggs at the 40. He'll fall forward to the 36. Another first down as they get it to Brody Beggs. He had 13 catches for 173 yards and a touchdown on the year.
And that's the play that Bay started the game with, and it got called back on blocking in the back penalty. Little play action fake, quick screen to Beggs, and easy 11 yards there.
So it's 1st and 10 from the North Olmsted 36-yard line. We're down to 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Each team has all 3 timeouts left.
And if you're North Olmsted, giving up a score here would really be devastating with all the good things that you've done so far in this half. To go down 2 scores in a game like this, the way it looks, would be tough.
Rockets break the huddle. They take their time, and they're going to hand it off to Hereditario. Hereditario bounces to the outside, shakes the tackle. He's at the 30. He's at the 25, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Hereditario. A 36-yard touchdown, his 8th touchdown of the year, and Bay goes up with 2 minutes to go in the first half, 12-0.
And wide receiver Ethan Sedovic with a great block on the outside to spring the touchdown, a pancake. Oftentimes those wide receivers are the difference between a good gain and a touchdown, and great job by him, and big run by Hereditario, and kind of just what we talked about, Rob. kind of a deflating
Yep.
score if you're North Olmsted, and if you're Bay, you're feeling good.
Well, Muhammad had an interception. It thwarted a Bay drive, but that time Hereditario ran over Muhammad, and that, as he ran past him, that allowed him to get the touchdown. Now the extra point, this one is up, and this is good, and that makes it 13-0 as the kick is good by Griffin Rupee. Let's take a timeout. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Bay leads 13-0. We'll be back from Bay High School with more right after this timeout on the Chronicle Telegram WEOL YouTube channel Game of the Week.
At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secure dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at cobosins.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
As we get set for the Bay kick with 2 minutes to go and a half, they lead 13-0. Something with 2 minutes to go in each quarter. They scored at exactly the 2-minute mark of the first quarter, exactly the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, and they have a 13-0 lead. Short kick that is going to bounce and come down to the 20-yard line, scooped up there. Stanley trying to get to the outside, but he'll be brought down inside the 30 and about the 27-yard line, and on the stop is Jimmy Bayline, senior linebacker. Bayline had the fumble recovery for a touchdown.
And for North Olmsted, we'll see the approach here. We'll see what a 2-minute drive looks like with the wing tee. They have thrown the football at times this year. It's obviously not their strong suit, so we'll see. But you also got to be careful too about taking care of the football as well down here.
Right. And this kind of offense is not designed to do that, but you do have all 3 timeouts remaining. Now Bay will get the opening kick of the second half. I wonder if that might have North Olmsted thinking about, trying to get some points here as well, because they won't get the ball. Handoff on the far side and getting across the 30 to the 35-yard line. New running back that time is Cody Jack, 5'9", 176 in the junior. Cody Jack gets his first carry of the game.
Yeah, we'll see North Olmsted. They're still huddling up here, getting to play. Obviously, they do have the timeouts, like you said, so a nice gain on first.
This is not a big play offense.
No, it's not. Definitely ball control, and at times they've done that well, but.
And they're going to pitch it out here, and Jack goes to the outside, and he'll be close to a first down. So Cody Jack on the year coming into this. He was out from weeks 3 to 7, so this is his first game since week 2. And the first 2 games of the year, 21 carries, 86 yards. And now, very interesting that Bay takes a timeout on 3rd and 1 from their own 38. They want to try to get a stop on North Olmsted and force a punt, which I understand that, but it's 3rd and 1.
Right.
I would see you doing that if it's maybe 3rd and 5 or more. Right. But on 3rd and 1, they stop the clock. They think they can get a stop and they want the ball back.
Right. Interesting for an offense that's really designed to get 3rd and 1s that you would stop it, but
shows you the confidence of the Bay defense.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of force North Olmsted's hand a little bit, and we'll see.
But obviously, if the Eagles get a first down, and Bay's doing them a favor, but obviously Bay's also confident that even if North Olmsted gets the first down, they're not going to score points.
Right, and we've seen, again, bad snaps tonight and things like that, so force them to run another play here. And
now, even though the coach, says it's the wing tee and the shotgun, he did tell me that they can go under center for this wing tee. Now, we haven't really seen that tonight, but might we hear on 3rd and short? That way you don't risk, that bad snap or a fumble. But looks like right now they're going to line up out of the shotgun. Let's see. 3rd and 1 from their own 38-yard line. They do go under center. Might this be a quarterback sneak? Nope. He's going to hand it off, and it'll be up to the spot. It's close. There's a short gain. And it looks like they are marking it at the 40 and giving them a first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 40. 1 minute to go in the first half.
Yeah, that was Berger on the carry, the fullback. Just the freshman able to pick it up. This clock continues to run at 50 seconds.
Yeah, now they start the clock when they got the first down. So North Olmsted in no hurry from their own 40. And McPherson wants to throw.
Screen.
He's going to throw a screen. It's over the left side. It's going to be caught, but only about a 4-yard gain by Luca LaRue. Luca LaRue, 5'9", 192, and a junior, 4 yards to the 44. Clock continues to run under 30 seconds. North Olmsted quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Taking some time to get lined up here.
Yep. Down to 13 seconds. McPherson to throw, fires, it's caught. They're not going to get a first down, as on the reception is Luis Batista. And now we're going to get a timeout on the field with 5 seconds to go. North Olmsted takes the timeout. They want to run one more play on 3rd and long. And, you know, you could get a defensive pass interference, who knows. But they're going to run one last play here with 5 seconds to go and a half, down 13-0. Coming up at halftime, Mike and I will give our thoughts on the first half. Mike will take a quick look at the stats if he feels confident. And he says thumbs up.
Yeah,
he's got some
I'm
stats
being
for us.
confident.
All right. Probably a good game to break this in. It wasn't like you're going to have 500 yards.
Right.
And then we'll also hear from both bands. So that is coming up here at halftime. And again, a special thanks to our sponsors, Nick Abraham, Elyria Ford, EcoTree Services, Cobos Insurance Center, Lorain County Community College, Stewart's TV and Appliance. Rob Polinsky, Mike Hrusch, Gary Pelder doing the camera work, and Dave Rydell, our director, sitting behind us as he is manning that laptop, playing the spots, getting it all figured out. Rocco Nushi was here earlier, WEOL Sports Director. Thanks, Rocco, for his help. We don't come to Bay very often. 3rd and 3 from the 47, last play of the half unless there's a penalty. McPherson rolling to his left, under some pressure. He is going to get rid of it, throws it downfield, and it's going to be intercepted, but it was out of bounds. Doesn't matter. Last play of the half, and no flags, and that will do it for the first half. So we have come to half. Our score, it is Bay 13 and North Olmsted nothing. We'll be back with halftime. And again, your halftime sponsor, Cobos Insurance Center, your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent. We're back with the Cobos Insurance Center halftime show after this timeout on the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, football game of the week.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news in high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
And welcome back to the Cobos Insurance Center halftime show. Cobos Insurance Center, your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent, Rob Polinsky, Michael Hrusch here with you from Bay, where the Bay Rockets lead the North Olmsted Eagles by a score of 13-0. And the scoring went this way. With 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, after the North Olmsted Eagles on an interception by Fawad Muhammad thwarted a drive of Bay. They had it, and there was a fumble at the 20-yard line, and scooping and scoring was Bayline, Jimmy Bayline, the senior linebacker for Bay. scooped and scored from 20 yards out. Extra point was no good. Bay led it 6-0. That's the way the score would stay until 2 minutes exactly to go in the first half. And it was the very good running back for the Bay Rockets, Rocco Hereditario, getting his 8th touchdown run of the year on a 36-yard scamper. The extra point was good, and Bay led it by a score of 13-0, and that's where we are now. And before we hear from both bands, Michael Hrusch, are you ready to give us some stats?
Need a couple minutes, Rob. I'm sorry.
All right, well,
we'll go to the bands now.
Yeah, we'll go to the bands, and then we'll come back to you at the end of the half. All right, now you can watch and listen to the sounds of the North Olmsted High School Band.
Tonight features our Eagle Athletic team, led by senior captains Abby Long and Wendy Zhang. The song was released all the way back in 1970 and was recorded by arguably the greatest hard rock group of all time. Here is Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song. Third song tonight was released in the summer of 1991. Whether you're reciting the bedtime prayer, Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, or reciting the nursery rhyme, Hush Little Baby, this song will rock your dreams and nightmares. Here's Metallica's Enter Sandman. Our final song tonight features our Eagle and Kick line, led by senior captains Viviana Mantesi and Danica McBride. This song was released in 1980 by the Prince of Darkness and a true pioneer of hard rock. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Here is Crazy Train. The North Olmsted High School marching band is under the direction of Mary Taylor. Assistant band director Dave Kovac. Assistant marching band director Nick Pride. Pickline coach Ian Hrusch. Play coach Cody Durden. Online instructor John Johnson. Marching band assistant Chris Taylor and Diane Sutton.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the 2025 Bay High Rocket Marching Band. They are led by field commander Dolly Brown and Zach Graham. This fall, the Disney magic gets real as our band will be traveling to Walt Disney World to perform in the heart of the Magic Kingdom. However, tonight, we take you from Enchanted perform the high-energy Disney classic, I Just Can't Wait to Be King. From the 1994 animated film The Lion King. The piece was composed by Elton John and lyricist Tim Rice. The song works to capture young Simba's bold dream of ruling the prize land. So enjoy as we bring Simba's man to life, and I just can't wait to be king. This song helps bring Aladdin's quick wit and his street smart charm to life as he dodges palace guards and dreams of another life. We hope that you enjoy our rendition of One Jump Ahead from Disney's Aladdin.
Fall is the season of change, and when things change in your life, be sure you have the best protection for what matters most to you. At the Cobos Insurance Agency, we're committed to helping you select the best insurance to accommodate the changing needs in your life. That's why Cobos recommends Ohio Mutual Insurance Group. Since 1901, Ohio Mutual has been keeping the promises that secure dreams. Find us online at CobosINS.com. We'd love to help evaluate your insurance needs and recommend the best coverage from the best companies like Ohio Mutual.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news in high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
And welcome back to Bay High School. Rob Polinsky along with Michael Hrusch. We've got Dave Rydell and Gary Pelder is doing the camera work. Dave Rydell, our director. And before the start of the second half, Mike Hrusch, it is the Bay Rockets out in front of North Olmsted 13-0. Before we heard the bands, we told you how they scored. And now here's Mike Hrusch with some numbers that'll tell you a little bit about how the first half went for these teams. Mike?
And, Rob, not a lot of offense, obviously, to speak of, but individually for North Olmsted, Amir Silmi, the young sophomore running back, 9 carries for 57 yards. Will McPherson, the quarterback, 5 carries. Now he's at negative 22 yards because negative 27 of that came on a bad snap, so goes in the stats for him. Jack Berger, 2 carries for 10 yards, and Cody Jack, 2 carries for 9 yards. Through the air, McPherson, 3 out of 5 for just 19 yards. Silmi has a catch for 7, Bautista a catch for 3, and Jeffries a catch for 9. For the Bay Rockets, Rocco Hereditario, he's got 9 carries for 80 yards. 36 of that came on a big touchdown score with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Charlie Rogers, 1 carry for 3 yards. Through the air, Rogers, 1 catch for 12 yards. Hereditario, a catch for no yards. And Brody Beggs, 2 catches for 23 yards. Through the air, Patrick Cleary is 5 out of 9 for 35 yards. So North Olmsted, 54 rushing yards, 19 through the air for a total of 73. For the Bay Rockets, 83 on the ground, 35 through the air for a total of 118.
And yet they still lead 13-0, even though neither team offensively has been that impressive. For North Olmsted, they've been shut out 4 games this year already in their first 7 times, and they're being shut out at halftime. What can the Eagles do offensively in the second half to try to get some points on the board and get this offense turned around? Next week they're at Valley Forge. They end the year with Westlake. And I should tell you that Bay next week is at Lakewood, and they are going to end the year with a tough one at home in Week 10 with the Rocky River Pirates.
Well, Rob, we talked about they're not a big play offense, right? So first thing is you got to cut down on the mistakes, right? They haven't had a ton of penalties, but, getting bad snaps, fumbles, scooping scores that they're giving up. They have to try to mount a drive and finish. And the way they play, they don't have a lot of possessions, so they don't have a lot of margin for error. So they got to try to get a stop here first, mount a drive, and then it's a 1-score game. And then, we could see what would happen. But I'd like to see, Silmi, he had 8 carries in the first quarter. Kind of didn't get a lot of carries, only 1 in the second quarter. So go back, establishing him. They do a lot with the wing tee. Like you said, it's not your father's wing tee. They do a lot of kind of movement and window dressing. So kind of change the eyes for Bay and get back to pounding it, and maybe a play action can open up here or there.
That, or I wonder if there's a trick play that Coach Prediger has been saving it. Maybe we'll see. But first things first, North Olmsted will kick for the first time tonight. They've got to get a stop of Bay on offense to get things going. But for the Bay Rockets, I'm sure they want to carry that momentum over from the first half. They got the late touchdown on the Hereditario 36-yard run with 2 minutes to go and a half to go up, 13-0. And they will start the second half with the football, and we'll see what happens. So if Bay could get a score here on their first possession, you would feel like they should feel like they probably have the game at hand. And if you're North Olmsted, vital for them to get a stop somehow, some way here. And back to kick will be Zach Haug. Haug, 5'10", 158, a senior. He missed a 32-yard field goal earlier, but this will be his first kickoff of the game. So Bay starting the second half leading 13-0 on the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Play game of the week. Rob Polinsky along with Michael Hrusch, our director David Rydell, and cameraman Gary Pelter, who's up on the roof, thanks to Pelt. And the squib kick will be taken down at the 10-yard line, straight ahead out to the 20, to the 25-yard line, and going to be brought down there. And for the Bay Rockets, you don't see a number 55 returning a kick every day. It is Colin McAlay on the return.
We got a Bay player down as well.
Okay.
Can't tell who.
So one of the Rockets are being attended to. We haven't had any of that tonight to this point. And so we're going to have a slight delay here as the ball is at the 29-yard line for Bay to begin this third quarter on the first possession.
And this is where, again, if you're Bay, you kind of read the game, right? And as an offensive play caller, you know that North Olmsted doesn't have a ton of possessions with the way they play. So, you know, you can kind of ride your defense a little bit, ride kind of time and score, and maybe you're calling it a little bit different. Not putting the ball in harm's way maybe as much.
It's number 65. I don't have a 65. McAlay, thank you, sir. So it is Colin McAlay who is the young man who is hurt on the play. As training staff out there to help him up, and he's able to get up and walk off the field, which is a great sign, obviously. So Bay will have it 1st and 10 from their own 29 as we are set to begin the third quarter.
A couple scores to pass along in the CWC tonight, as a lot of people are playing on Thursday. Rocky River leads Westlake 14-0, and then Buckeye and Normandy were scoreless after the first quarter, and I haven't got an update since, so I'm sure they're out of the first quarter by now, but
one would think.
No score after one.
So from their own 29, the Rockets come to the line of scrimmage, as a lot of schools throughout Northeast Ohio are off tomorrow. And talking with Matthew Spellman, the athletic director, that's why they moved this game to Thursday night, because they felt they would have a bigger crowd tonight than if they played tomorrow, with some families taking off and heading out of town for the weekend. So there's a pitch, and we're going to have a short gain of just about a yard or so, and it was Javion Pierce who's there to make the stop.
Yeah, second time we've seen that toss play to Hereditario into the boundary, and nice play by Pierce.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 from the 30. Hereditario had that pretty decent first half. I can't remember exactly how many yards you said.
Yeah, 9 carries for 80 yards.
9 for 80, okay. So he's 10 for 81, which I'm not a mathematician, but an 8.1 yard average is pretty darn good. Obviously, that was aided by the 36-yard touchdown run. So Patrick Cleary in the offense on 2nd and 9, handoff Hereditario, and he is going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Again, Javion Pierce is the first one there, and he had some help from his teammates. 5'11", 234, and a senior. 34 tackles on the year for Javion Pierce in this defense that's given up 27 points per game. Looks very good on the first 2 plays of the third quarter. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And again, forcing a situation down and distance-wise Bay doesn't want to be in. See if they can get an early stop and get this football back and mount the drive that they need.
And Cleary on 3rd and 10, back to throw. There's a penalty flag. He's going to fire, and that's going to be caught. And getting knocked out of bounds shy of a first down is Brody Beggs, but we've got a penalty flag where you think you probably have holding.
Yeah, we'll get the call here.
It was 3rd and 10. We have not had many penalties tonight at all. It's been a very clean game. A turnover for each team. We wait for this officiating crew to let us know indeed it is holding on the Bay Rockets. Now, they are going to accept it and push them back. It would have been 4th and short.
Right.
So Tim Brediger elects to push them back to the 19, now on 3rd and 20. He's hoping if he gets a hold here on defense, that way he gets the field position. Well, you might think, why not force them to punt on 4th and short, but I'm sure it's about field position, and who knows? Maybe Bay would have elected to gone for it.
Absolutely. See if they can get off the field here with this 3rd and 20 and gain a few yards of field position.
They've got trips to the far side of the field. Cleary gets a good snap, back to fire. He's going to throw a screen, and it's going to be dropped. Dropped at the 23-yard line. Evan Talby, the backup tailback, I think was looking ahead before he secured the football. So Tim Brediger's decision to accept that penalty is a good one for North Olmsted. It'll force 4th and 20, and for Bay, Charlie Rogers is their punter. This is the first punt of the night for Bay.
And again, Rob, this was a game, again, last year, Bay led 10-0. North Olmsted stormed back in the second half and won 14-10.
Rogers, they almost got a punt block there, but Rogers gets it off, bounces at midfield, and it bounces away from the North Olmsted receiver, and Stanley let it roll down to the 42-yard line, much to the dismay of Michael Hrusch.
Well, just a few yards of field position.
First and 10 from the 42.
Thought he could have fielded it, but so far so good if you're North Olmsted. Exactly what you needed defensively. You get the stop. Now you got the field position, and it is rare to be shut out 4 times in a season. But again, working the kinks out of this offense. They've played some really good competition in the non-conference, and then played Buckeye early in the league, so that
They're
aids
a very
it.
young team, and
Yes.
also played Rocky River already. So Will McPherson and the North Olmsted Eagles come for their first possession offensively in the second half. McPherson rolls to his left. He can run or throw. He wants to throw, but he's going to have to run, and he'll be stopped basically at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, McPherson rolling to his left on that kind of that flood route. Not sure, he just didn't like what he saw and keeps it for no gain.
Jack McMahon with the stop. He's a junior. Didn't have him as one of our starters, but he's in there now. 2nd and 10 from the 42. As McPherson goes over to the sidelines to get the call from the coaching staff and then comes back out to run the play. Silmy will shift over to his left side. Lawrence Stanley comes in motion. There's movement along the line, and it should be a false start on North Olmsted. It'll make it 2nd and 15. It is. So after a very clean first half, we've had a couple of penalties here in the third quarter.
Yeah, snap infraction on the center. Again, another obstacle for this offense to try to overcome, like we said, is not.
This offense isn't good enough or designed to, so their most important down probably is first down.
Yes.
They've got to get 4 or more to have success, and they were stopped, and then you have the penalty. So now instead of 2nd and 10, which was bad enough, now it's 2nd and 15. See if McPherson will open it up and look to throw here. From their own 38. They've got decent field position, and now they've got 2 in motion. That's another penalty on. No, they're going to take a timeout first. North Olmsted obviously confused. They take a timeout. We'll step aside as well. 8:21 to go into third. Bay's up 13-0. We're back after this on the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube Game of the Week.
Hi, Tim Elthorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
2nd and 15 for North Olmsted following the timeout. They've got 2 left from their own 37-yard line, and they still look confused coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, Coach Brediger was not happy as he took that timeout.
Coach Tim Brediger in his 13th year, back to throw, roll and throw, and it's caught at the 42-yard line. Lawrence Stanley trying to shake out of a tackle, but he's brought down there. No yards after catch that time. Nice job defensively for the Bay Rockets. One of the 3 guys there was Brody Beggs. He's a junior. Lawrence Stanley with the catch. Lawrence came into the ball game, 15 catches for 174.
Yeah, and he's another one of the few returners for North Olmsted, but again, this Bay defense, they run well, especially in the secondary and the second level. They're all similar size kids, and they pursue well.
It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 42. And they're going to throw over the middle. It's caught, and it's the big tight end, Suleiman, that gets to midfield. It'll be 4th and 2. He's brought down by McMahon, and now we'll see what North Olmsted elects to do. That's why that penalty was so big. It would have had a first down. Now you got 4th and 2. And one would think North Olmsted would go for it, down 13-0. And the ball at midfield. And they're going to bring in the freshman, Jack Berger, as a running back. And 4th and 2, like you said, with this offense, you don't get a ton of possessions. We're already about halfway through the third quarter almost.
And again, if you're Bay, you have to watch the ball. We know North Olmsted earlier has tried hard counts, so we'll see here out of the shotgun.
On 4th and 2 from midfield, they need to get to the Bay 48 for a first down. McPherson barking the signals, takes the snap, hands it off. Amir Silmi, I don't think he got there. I think he's going to be stopped a yard shy. And they come in from the side and mark it at the 49, and Bay will take over. Great job by the interior defensive line for the Bay Rockets as they put up a wall and brought down Silmi, and he'll be a yard shy of the first down, 1st and 10 Bay.
Yeah, and again, North Olmsted, again, showing a lot of confidence in not only the decision but the play call to run in the interior. And as you said, the Bay defense stands up. You know, for North Olmsted, you followed your script there for several minutes. You got the stop, but not able to convert.
Silmi's been their best running back all night long, and when they needed to, they got one. So 1st and 10 for Bay from their own 49, up 13-0, 6:43 to go in the third quarter. Cleary to Hereditario over the right side. He'll gain maybe a yard or two. Stonewall there, running behind the right side of that line. Sully Knack, the center. Johnny Vaverka, the right guard.
And again, if you're Bay, you're not going to be in any hurry. You kind of understand the game in front of you.
And what they just did was they got field position right there. So they flipped the field position there. Well, I'm going to need it at some point. Come on, rookie, bring more than one pen.
Well, it's behind me.
Well, okay. Well, go ahead and get it. Then. Yeah, I definitely need
we're back.
it. You got it?
Yeah.
Come on, rookie.
I'm not a rookie.
Well,
I'm a sophomore.
Then stop acting like it. Bring more than one pen. 2nd and 8, we've got whistles. Yeah, this is where I mark my scoring plays and whatnot. So we'll see what happens here. Second and 8. Now they're going to mark this penalty against Bay. Puts it back to the 46. So like we talked about, Mike, after a real clean first half, now all of a sudden we're seeing a few penalties here.
A lot of times that evens out sometimes.
Yeah. Start the clock. Now we're just past the halfway point of the third quarter. 2nd and from the 46, they need to get to the 41-yard line of North Olmsted. So 2nd and about 13. Cleary to throw, being pressured, and he's going to be sacked. Big sack right up the middle. Coming up there was Tanner Perry, 5'10", 210, and a senior. Gets him all the way back to the 35-yard line. I think that might be North Olmsted's first sack of the night, and it'll be 3rd and long.
Again, credit to this North Olmsted defense. They just keep playing despite what's going on. On the other side of the ball. They've only given up the one score. Again, remember, Bay had the scoop and score. They've played a heck of a ball game as well, even if the score maybe not reflects it as much.
And you give them a lot of credit because right there, when at 4th and 2, their offense didn't get the first down, it would have been easy for them to kind of let down a little bit, but they don't. On a 3rd and a mile handoff, and they get nowhere. And now North Olmsted's going to force a punt, and because of the sack, they're going to get some decent field position, one would think. So it'll be 4th down and long. And Hereditario, he's gimping off the field a little bit. Now he's going to get to a slow jog. And it'll be Charlie Rogers to punt for the 2nd time this quarter. So as Michael just mentioned, really good defense for North Olmsted in the second half. And really all night, they've given up just one defensive score. There's a kick that's going to be fielded at the 37. Lawrence Stanley will resume the run across midfield, gets in the Bay territory. He's going to be down at the 41-yard line. So North Olmsted basically gets the ball about where they, not quite, but just about where they turned it over on downs. And they're going to start this drive at the 41. And let's see if that defense stand and then the good punt return, if that gives this offense a little bit of life here, Michael.
Absolutely. I mean, you just kind of feel like they're one play away from busting it. This game is kind of still hanging in the balance, although it kind of feels like Bay has a commanding lead.
Right.
They don't, but again, we'll see.
Well, because of North Olmsted's offensive woes this year, the 2-score lead does seem a lot bigger than that.
See if they can go back to Silmy a little bit and establish him and play off of him a little bit.
So from the Bay 41, it's 1st and 10. McPherson to throw. He's going to fire. It's going to be caught, and it's a short gain as defensively Beggs, the linebacker, is out there on Lawrence Stanley. So Stanley with the second catch of the quarter, and they'll gain about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Normally, that's what that wing T offense wants is 4 yards, but normally you get it on the ground. That time they do it on a short pass.
And sometimes you got a break tendency a little bit.
Yes.
And first down, normally running down. Sometimes you can get it through other ways.
Oh, Bay showing a 5-man front. They're going to hand it off to Silmy going over the far side. He's going to turn inside, and he'll be brought down after a short gain. So a good job by Bay as they held contain. They forced Silmy back inside, and it's going to be 3rd and about 3. And the line of scrimmage is the Bay 34.
And again, kind of here we go again. I feel like we've been here a lot here tonight. North Olmsted to 4-down territory. They've got 2 plays to get 3 yards. As McPherson comes in with the play.
Tell you what, I'm sure he gets his 10,000 steps just in a game
yes,
because
that's
with
taxing.
running back and forth
Absolutely.
between the sideline and back out onto the field. So 3rd and 3 from the 34. McPherson looks to throw. He's going to throw downfield, has a man. Stanley goes up to get it, but was he out of bounds? He was. So he couldn't keep a foot in, and that'll bring up 4th and 3. Now that's a little surprising to me just from the standpoint on 3rd and 3. Maybe you run, see what you can get, but Bay in the second half has done a much better job against the run of North Olmsted than they did in the first half.
Yeah, and McPherson pressed the line of scrimmage and tried to throw it in there. It looked like he maybe had some room to run, but trying to make a play there. And once again, 4th and.
Well, you feel like this is a lot more important for North Olmsted than it is for Bay.
Yes.
4th and 3. Suleiman, the tight end, is in there now. Might they look at him? McPherson wants to throw, fires in the flat for Stanley, makes the catch, and he'll get the first down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Good defense there by Jimmy Bayline, but a nice throw by McPherson because that was not an easy throw and catch, but they came up with it 1st and 10 from the 29 of Bay.
Yeah, really good job by McPherson and Stanley throwing that out route to the far side of the field. Good throw, good arm strength, and once again, North Olmsted executes a passing concept when they needed it on another 3rd down.
And once again, Bay is inside their opponent's 30. As they were there in several times last week where the Rocky River could not score. And they're going to hand it off Silmy. Silmy over the far side. Silmy to the 25 to the 20. Man. Still on his feet, gets a first down as he's inside the 20 at about the 16-yard line.
And again, Silmy doesn't run like a sophomore.
He does not. I agree with that.
Cleveland West Conference, getting a glimpse of things to come maybe here with him.
Boy, he has a bright future, does he not?
Absolutely, especially in this offense. He's going to get plenty of touches.
Lucas Walker comes in on the defensive line. 1st and 10 from the 15. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And a handoff here, and Silmy turns it in. He'll be stopped after about 3 yards as they unpile. Vaverka was there, McMahon was there. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Again, they are inside, or they're in the red zone as they're at about the 13.
And again, the flip side is kind of that bend but don't break mentality defensively from Bay. I mean, as long as you don't give up the big play, you can live to play the next down.
Bottom line, you look at the scoreboard, North Olmsted has a 0 next to it. 2nd and 7 from the 13. Fake the handoff, rolling right. McPherson throws, it's caught, and Silmy is going to get drug out of bounds on a great play by the linebacker, Brody Beggs. Brody Beggs, the junior linebacker, came in with 34 tackles and an interception, Really nice job there. Little to no gain. It'll be third down as we're down to 1 minute to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Beggs has been all over the field, offensively and defensively.
And with it being 13-0, you kind of feel like North Olmsted can't, go for a field goal if they're in four-down territory.
Absolutely.
Here at the 13 on third and about 7. Handoff Silmy over the far side, trying to turn the corner, and he is going to be brought down not quite to the 10-yard line. And Jimmy Bayline, the linebacker, was there. It'll be fourth down.
Again, this Bay defense runs well side to side, east and west. It's tough to get outside on them. They've had good contain, and then other times they were able to chase down ball carriers.
Chase Prudo coming into the game for Bay, and we're going to have the end of the third quarter. So after 3 quarters, it is Bay 13, North Olmsted nothing. When you come back, a big fourth down play for North Olmsted as we start the fourth quarter on the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube Gridiron Clash. Bay leads 13-0. We're back after this.
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secure dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at CobosINS.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Stewart's Appliance. Family owned, locally trusted, and proud to support Lorain County. Whether it's a new fridge, washer, or stove, Stewart's is here for you. Stewart's Appliance, serving families, supporting community.
Start of the fourth quarter, it's going to be fourth down. The line of scrimmage is the Bay 13-yard line. Rocco, I work with Rocco a lot. Michael, this will be kind of interesting. I would guess North Olmsted is going to need to throw here, but we'll see. But it's tough, for this wing T offense. They don't like to throw. Right. They can. McPherson was 48 out of 77 on the year coming in. And on fourth down, he goes back to throw, fires in the flat, and it's caught by Amir Silmy, and he's going to get into the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown, and that was well designed. McPherson to Silmy, and that's the first points for North Olmsted in 2 weeks, and that's got to feel pretty good if you're North Olmsted.
Yeah, it must feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulder a little bit. Great play design, like you said. They kind of cleared it out, let Silmy get loose from the backfield. They hit him in stride, and first play of the fourth quarter, it's 13-6 as we get this extra point. And again, give credit to this North Olmsted Eagle team. They're battling defensively, and they've got it back to a one-score game.
For McPherson, that is his 5th touchdown pass of the year. For Silmy, that's his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year. He also has 4 on the ground. They get the kick, or the hold down for Haug. The kick is up, the kick is good. And it is Bay 13 and North Olmsted 7. 11:53 to go. It's a one-score game. We'll be back after this timeout. You're watching and listening to the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube Game of the Week. It's the WEOL Chronicle Telegram Gridiron Clash. We'll be back.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry. You're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
11:53 to go in the football game. North Olmsted gets on the board, 4th and 7. McPherson to Silmy from 13 yards out. They cut the Bay lead to 13-7. And Haug to kick, and he'll squib it downfield, and it will get taken at the 13-yard line, straight ahead to about the 20, out to about the 30-yard line on the return for the Bay Rockets. That is Evan Talby, and he'll be brought down there. So, Bay up by 1 score. You mentioned it several times, Michael. Last year, Bay had a 10-0 lead at half. North Olmsted would come from behind. Now, this game is kind of eerily similar as far as the score and how it's gone to this point. This year, 13-0 Bay at halftime. It's now 13-7, where the Rockets would love to have a drive, get any kind of points on. They get any kind of points. It's a 2-score game.
And for the first time, really all game, there's some game pressure on Bay to kind of, obviously make something happen. We'll see if they try to lean on Hereditario here or how they go.
From their own 30 on 1st and 10 with 11:48 to play, up 13-7. Cleary wants to go back to throw. He's going to fire downfield, and the coverage is tipped, and it's incomplete, and they're going to call it pass interference on North Olmsted. So it'll be pass interference. Lawrence Stanley knocked it away, but they're going to call him for interference, and it'll be 15 yards, 1st and 10 Bay from their own 45.
Yeah, Stanley tried to make a play, just got there a little bit early. He had good technique. He knocked it away with his near hand, but he had his other hand wrapped around. So
1st and 10 from the 45. So the Rockets, up by 6, come to the line of scrimmage. Hereditario is back there with Cleary. The center, Solignac. Out of the shotgun, good snap, handoff Hereditario here to the near side. Turns the corner, brought down at about midfield. Brought down by Lawrence Stanley, and also there was Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen, a linebacker, 5'10", 187, a junior. Kyle, 56 tackles on the year. 25 tackles on the year. He wears number 56.
And Bay goes back to kind of their bread and butter, their counter play for so many years under Coach Rutt, and obviously a lot of the elements have remained the same offensively here for Bay.
2nd and 5 from midfield. Knack with another good snap. They're going to fire out here to Beggs. Beggs makes the catch. He'll fall forward, and it'll be down to the 47. That'll bring up 3rd and about 2. Big 3rd down play. Now, anytime you have a 3rd down in the 4th quarter of a 1-score game, it's big. It's going to be 3rd and a short 2. Oh, they need to get to the 45.
See if this North Olmsted defense can stand up once again like they have most of the game.
Big 3rd down here. See what the Rockets elect to do. Movement along the line, and let's see. North Olmsted pointing Bay's way. And it is going to be a false start on Bay. And now instead of 3rd and 2, you're 3rd and 7.
Absolutely. Might change your play call for sure.
So 3rd down and 7 from the Bay 48. They need to get to the North Olmsted 45-yard line. Patrick Cleary has thrown for 1,016 yards coming into this game at 51% completions. Can he get one on 3rd down? Instead, they hand it off to Hereditario. Run straight ahead. He'll be dropped 2 to 2.5 yards shy of a 1st down. Now Nick Bigrig has a decision. You're up by 6. It's 4th and 3. Do you want to go for it? You could give North Olmsted the ball if you don't get it, or do you punt it? Your defense has played well all night long except that last drive. Do you punt it and force this offense that has struggled to go the length of the field? 9.5 minutes to go, and it looks right now that they are going to line up to go for it. Now, maybe they'll see if they can get North Olmsted to jump off sides.
Yeah, we'll see what they do, see if they get a timeout. We'll see.
4th and 3. And they have movement, and now for sure Bay will punt. So movement and a false start, and that was on the left side of the line, and that looked like they were going to run a play, and then Ziffel, the left tackle who moved, was going to pull.
Sure.
Yeah. He was trying to get a head start, and now Bay will have to punt.
That's kind of what, again, game pressure does. I mean,
yes.
You're pressed to perform. And
Charlie Rogers back to punt for the third time this half. Sky high and short. And it's going to bounce. It takes a North Olmsted roll, and it's going to be down at the 42-yard line. And that is about a 15-yard punt, if that.
Not much net there.
No, let's see, 8 and 3, 11-yard punt. So North Olmsted gets it 1st and 10 at their own 42 with 8:51 to go. That's almost like a turnover.
Absolutely. What a switch here in the vibe of this game. It seemed like Bay was in control.
They were, but you know what? Only up 2 scores, 13-0. They never got that third score to really break it open.
And again, credit to North Olmsted. They've kind of followed what they've needed to do. They've hung in there. They did mount the drive, and now trying to mount another one.
Now from their own 42, down by 6. And McPherson is under center. And he'll turn and hand it off to Berger. Berger is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down. 2nd and 10. Berger was stoned right at the line of scrimmage. And for Bay, it looked like Sully Knack was in on that along with Chase Prudo.
Yeah, they put Silmy at a wing, and they brought him around in motion, trying to maybe get some attention his way. And
we're down to under 8.5 minutes to go in this game. It's 13-7 Bay. And North Olmsted, they don't have a lot more possession, so you wonder what they might do if it ends up being 4th down. 2nd and 10. Hand off to Silmy. Silmy over the right side. Silmy to the 45. Silmy to midfield, and he gets a 1st down, and he'll be brought down at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, North Olmsted. And saving a touchdown there was Evan Talby, the cornerback. And North Olmsted with all the momentum now at the Bay 35.
Yeah, what a run by Silmy. Carrying guys with them. This Bay defense needs to look a little shocked. This Bay sideline looks a little shocked. As you said, momentum is all for the Eagles now.
Well, can the Bay Rockets make a big play defensively? Now they go under center. 1st and 10 from the Bay 35. Silmy goes in motion. McPherson's going to hand it off to Berger. He fumbles the ball, and let's see who's got it. Berger fumbled the ball, and it looks like the North Olmsted Eagles have fallen on it.
And that exchange didn't look clean from the get-go.
Well, you know, for most of this game, they have been in the shotgun. Now, of late, McPherson's under center. That has to change things a little bit. They're going to get 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 7 from the 32.
Again, you got to keep an eye on Silmy out of the backfield. He's a threat in the pass game as well, as we saw in last drive.
2nd and 7 from the 32. There goes Silmy in motion. They're going to turn and pitch it to him, and he's going to turn it in, and he'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 7. Great job by the Rockets there defensively, 3rd and 7. They mark it at the 32. So North Olmsted in 4-down territory, down 1 score. We're already down to 6.5 minutes to go in this game.
Again,
and Bay looking for a big defensive stop here to get the momentum back.
Again, we'll see what the approach is offensively here with kind of 2 downs to play with here.
And now McPherson goes back to the shotgun. Silmy to his right hip. And he's going to roll right. He wants to throw. He's going to fire downfield. Has a man, but I think he threw it out of bounds. And it is going to be out of bounds. Boy, they had him. It's going to be 4th and 7.
Yeah, they tried to hit Stanley on a wheel route.
Yes.
Saw it develop. Just a step out of bounds.
Ran out of real estate. And now it's 4th and 7. Now they converted on a 4th down for their touchdown. Can they convert again? That stops the clock with 6:10 to go in this game. Boy, Bay was fortunate there because Stanley was open. But when they ran it to that boundary side, and McPherson, I think, ran out of real estate, and then so did Stanley. I think if he would have thrown it to him about just a second sooner. So 4th and 7. McPherson to throw. Fires over the middle. It's going to be batted down, and Bay gets the defensive stop. It's batted at the line of scrimmage, and the Rockets take over on down. So a big play for the Bay Rockets defensively. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rockets from the 32-yard line.
Big play by the Bay defense. All momentum was going against you. They're able to dig in and get a stop, and they might have to do it again. We'll see. But
well, one other thing to remember now, don't forget North Olmsted took that early timeout in the third quarter, so they only have 2 timeouts remaining, 6:06 to go in the game, and Bay wants to keep that clock going. 1st and 10 from their own 32. Handoff for Reditario, and he is going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He'll be knocked down, and he fumbles the ball, and it's picked up, going down the sidelines and into the end zone for a touchdown for the North Olmsted Eagles.
Touchdown, North Olmsted.
The Eagles with a touchdown, and I'm
looks
not
like
100.
Connor Verbicki, number 3.
I don't. Yes.
Scoop and score.
So it is Connor Verbicki, number 3, the safety, with the scoop and score. So each team gets a defensive touchdown, and we're tied at 13. How about that with 5:56 to go?
Unbelievable, Rob. Some crazy things on this Thursday night in October, week 8.
I thought Halloween was like 3 weeks away. So now the all-important extra point by Haug to try to break the tie. Bay missed an extra point. The kick is up. The kick is good.
Wow.
For the first time tonight, North Olmsted has a lead, 14-13, 5:56 to go. We'll be back after this timeout. You are watching and listening to the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube Game of the Week. It's our Gridiron Clash.
Hi, Tim Elthorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
What a change here in this one. 5:56 to go. North Olmsted takes a 14-13 lead. Connor Verbicki on a fumble recovery for a touchdown. North Olmsted for the first time tonight with the lead. They trailed at half 13-0, but they have outscored the Bay Rockets 14-0 in the second half to lead 14-13. Short kick is going to be taken at the 15-yard line, fumbled and picked back up. Talby trying to run here. Now he gets to about the 20. He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line, and the first North Olmsted Eagle there was Kyle Allen. Now can the Bay Rocket offense, which has scored 1 touchdown tonight, that was on a Rocco Reditario 36-yard touchdown run with 2 minutes to go in the half. Can they get their offense going here?
And got to find a way to get Charlie Rogers involved. Normally he's in the slot. You can throw it to him. You can hand it to him. Got to find a way to get him touches.
Beggs has some catches, but they haven't run a Reditario much in the second half, it doesn't seem like. And you still have time with 5:48 and all 3 timeouts, and you need a field goal because you're down a point. But they did miss an extra point tonight. That's the difference in the game. They're going to swing it out here to Reditario. Can't come up with it. A little bit of a high throw because Tanner Thorne was out there, and it made that pass go high. It's 2nd and 10. Incomplete pass stops the clock. 5:42 remaining in the game.
Yeah, they tried to clear it out and throw the swing route to Reditario, and just a step off with everything right now.
The winner goes to 3-2 in league play. Bay 4-3 overall. North Olmsted 2-5 overall. 2nd and 10 from the 23. Handoff near side to Reditario. He is going to be brought down at the 25-yard line. And again, it's Kyle Allen, the junior linebacker. And it's 3rd and 7 from the 26, and this becomes a real big 3rd down. 5:27 to go. Clock running.
Again, what if they're able to get it, what a big win this could be for North Olmsted with a young team. Could be a
on the road
signature win of sorts for this, again, very young team.
It would put them over 500 in league play. And back to throw. Cleary steps up, fires. It's going to be knocked away. Stanley, they're going to throw a late flag on Stanley, who they were passing it to Beggs. Coach Brediger really upset about it. That's the second defensive penalty against Stanley in defensive pass interference, and that gives them a first down.
Yeah, May just got there a hair early, and watching that route develop, Charlie Rogers was double covered wherever he goes. So they're taking him away. Other guys got to step up. And
well, that's a tough call to make.
It's a tough call. It's a tough call, and I'm a former defensive backs coach, so I think you know where my loyalties lie. But
First and 10 from the 41 for Bay. Can they take advantage with just under 5 minutes to go? Cleary to throw. Hereditario can't come up with it. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Clock stops, 2nd and 10. Everybody can take a deep breath. Again, Bay would be, they need a field goal to win. On the year, if you're wondering, Griffin Rupee is 3 for 4 on field goals, 1 for 2 on extra points tonight. And he has not had a field goal attempt. North Olmsted missed a 32-yard field goal in the first half. They lead 14-13. And Cleary throws. It's a broken play and an incomplete pass.
Wow.
Tried to throw the slant to Ethan Sedovic. They were not on the same page there, and it's 3rd and 10. Now it stops the clock with 4:48. With all 3 timeouts and 4:48, if they don't get close here on 3rd and 10, one wonders, would they go for it or would they punt?
Yeah, broken play. Previous play, this North Olmsted secondary, they've done a nice job of keeping everything in front of them tonight, really just rallying up. 3rd and 10 here.
Big play. 3rd and 10 from the Bay 41. They need to get to the North Olmsted 49 for a first down. Cleary to throw. He's going to fire, and that one, Stanley breaks in front. Almost got the pick, knocks it away, 4th and 10. And now what will Coach Nick Bigrig and Bay elect to do? It's 4th and 10. They've got 3 timeouts and 4:43 to play. Now the last punt was 11 yards. That might factor into the decision as well. And it looks like they're going to go.
It's going to be 4th and 10 for the Rockets at the 41-yard line.
Again, they need to get to the North Olmsted 49 for a first down. Trips to the far side of the field. 4th and 10, they do go for it. And they're going to fire downfield for the first down, and that one is going to be caught. And they get behind the defense, and it's going to be a touchdown to Beggs. On 4th and 10 from the 41. They go 59 yards and get a touchdown. And the Bay Rockets, when they had to have it, they got it. You just mentioned that the North Olmsted defensive backs hadn't gotten beat long all night. Well, they got beat there, and it cost them 6 points and maybe the game.
Wow. What a play when they needed it. Clutch. Brody Beggs once again behind the secondary, and how many momentum shifts can we have here tonight,
There's
Rob?
been a lot of them, that's for sure. 59 yards on that pass play. Cleary with the touchdown passes, 13th of the year.
Go for 2 here. They want to know what hash they want the ball on.
Cleary got that to Beggs for Beggs. That's his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. None bigger. On 4th and 10 from their own 49, or from their own 41. And as he mentioned, they'll go for 2 because they missed an extra point on their first attempt. They lead 19-14 to try to take a 7-point lead. Cleary will fire to the corner of the end zone. They've got 2 Rockets there, but did they make the catch? They do. I thought they were going to fumble that around and maybe be out of bounds, but they get it to Charlie Rogers.
Wow.
2-point conversion is good, and Bay leads 21-14, and Tim Brediger is really going to be upset now about the pass interference against his team.
Wow.
As you mentioned, this game just seesawing back and forth. 21-14, 4:33 to go. We'll be back after this timeout on the WEOL YouTube Game of the Week. It's our Gridiron Clash.
Lorraine County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news and high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secure dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at cobosins.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
Rupi with the kick. It's going to get taken at the 20-yard line, diving forward, and getting it to 26 is North Olmsted. So they don't get a return because they had to dive on it, and falling on it was Cody Jack, the junior. And now it'll be 1st and 10 for the North Olmsted Eagles. They've got 2 timeouts, 4.5 minutes to go. They're down by 7. They're going to mark it at the 27, but they've got to be shocked over there. On 4th and 10, a 59-yard pass, Cleary to Beggs. He got behind the defense as the defender for North Olmsted went for the interception. Luis Batista, he didn't get it. He didn't bat it down. I think he mistimed his jump a little bit.
I think you're right. What a range of emotions.
And Silmy goes in motion. They're going to throw it out to him, and that's an incomplete pass. Now, you got to be careful. That was close to a lateral, but they ruled incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Again, we've talked about it all night. This is not a North Olmsted offense that generates big plays. So they're going to do it. They're going to have to do it the hard way. Down the length of the field, 4 minutes left.
And with 4:26 to go and only 2 timeouts, if they get the 4th down, they can't. They're going to have to go for it.
Yes, this is it. See McPherson kind of limping in as he gets the play all night.
Well, he runs over to that sideline every single game or every single play. Well, now Bay trying to hang on here and come from behind and get a big win for them to get over 500 in league play. McPherson rolls, throws, caught at the 33-yard line, and there's a fumble, and it's going to be picked up by the Rockets. And are they saying it's a fumble? Or yes, they are, and the Bay has it.
Wow.
They got it out there. It was Dennis Jeffries who made the catch, but then he fumbled, and it is recovered by the Rockets. And the PA announcer tells us it's Charlie Rogers who comes up with it, and Bay, that might have sealed it right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be tough to, come back from that. And once again, ball on the ground. And
line of scrimmage is the North Olmsted 28, 4:14 to go, 2 timeouts remaining.
Ball security paramount here for Bay as North Olmsted's going to be trying to rip it out themselves.
So on 1st and 10 from the North Olmsted 28. Any Bay points would make it a 2-possession game. They're going to turn a handoff, and Hereditary will hit behind the line of scrimmage. He'll be brought down by the freshman Jack Berger, the linebacker, 5'10", 186, and a 9th grader. And will North Olmsted begin to take their timeouts? They do. They take their 2nd timeout. They have 1 remaining. 4:07 to go in the game. We'll keep it here. With 4:07 to go, North Olmsted only has 1 timeout remaining. Now, Griffin Rupi is 3 for 4 on field goals, but we don't have distances on the stat sheet that we got from Bay, so I can't tell you how far his range is. He did miss an extra point earlier. That's why they went for 2 on the last touchdown. But if nothing else, Bay wants to make sure that North Olmsted has to burn their last time out and then take as much time off the clock as they can. And then even if Bay doesn't score, it's going to be really hard on North Olmsted with whatever time would be left to try to score.
Absolutely, especially devoid of a vertical passing game. This game has felt like, 3 or 4 different games in one here tonight, Rob.
Well, you mentioned it's been a little bit strange. We've had 2 defensive scores once for each team, so you kind of feel that has evened itself out. 2nd and 13 from the 32. And back to throw is Cleary. That's a surprise. It's an incomplete pass. North Olmsted doesn't have to take a timeout. 4:03 to go. Stops the clock. Yes, the first down play you were stopped for a loss, but a little surprise there.
Yeah, a little surprise indeed, and seeing if they could get a quick completion out to the flat. But
the other thing is, obviously they're not in field goal range here, so on 3rd and long, they're probably in 4-down territory would be my guess.
Yes.
We'll see. There's been a couple big defensive penalties on North Olmsted, pass interference. See, Bay might be thinking that too if we go back to throw. Maybe that happens. Cleary wants to throw again, goes downfield, overthrown and almost intercepted by Stanley. It'll be 4th down.
Wow.
Well, Lawrence Stanley almost had his second interception of the season. And it'll be 4th down and about 13. So now, if they don't get the first down, that stops the clock on the turnover on downs, and North Olmsted wouldn't have to take their timeout.
Yeah, not exactly a
interesting.
Great sequence so far for Bay.
No. Now one would think that they're going to throw because you've got to go for the first down here. Or might they do a pooch punt?
Yeah, I thought about that too, yeah.
Nope, they're going to go for
it.
So they've got to get to the 18 for a first down on 4th and 14 from the 32 of North Olmsted. Cleary back to throw, fires over the middle. It is going to be caught by Rogers, breaks the tackle, touchdown. Rogers, they get 2 fourth-quarter 4th down touchdowns, and it's 27-14, and that should do it. The Bay Rockets twice on 4th down in the 4th quarter convert for touchdowns.
And again, we mentioned him earlier. You got to find a way to get him a touch. 2 times when Bay needed big plays in the 4th quarter through the air, they got him. Makes it 27-14 with 3:48 left. As we've got a stoppage here.
So Bay scores 2 touchdowns in less than a minute.
Ooh.
And they lead 27-14 with the extra point pending. And that'll send some of the fans heading to the exits.
Yeah, Cleary.
2 touchdowns in 45 seconds for Bay.
Wow. Cleary stood in there, delivered it. Rogers with the big catch and takes a hit and
broke the tackle. If they make that tackle, it's not a first down. He would have given them field position, but now the kick is up. The kick is good, and the Bay Rockets, who 45 seconds ago looked like they were in real trouble, they go from being down 14-13, having a 4th and 10 at their own 41, to being up 28-14. We'll be back with a kick right after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Stewart's Appliance. Family owned, locally trusted, and proud to support Lorain County. Whether it's a new fridge, washer, or stove, Stewart's is here for you. Stewart's Appliance, serving families, supporting community.
Rob Polinsky, Mike Hrusch in the booth, Dave Rydell, our producer, and cameraman Gary Pelter up on the roof here at Bay High School as the Rockets lead the Eagles 28-14. And it'll be Griffin or Rupi to kick. And it's going to be a short kick that is going to be taken by Stanley on one bounce, and he is upended at the 30-yard line. And that's where North Olmsted will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, and he's still down. Stanley's down, and it doesn't look good. I'm just reacting to the players out there.
Yeah. He is hurt, so I'll tell you what, this is going to take a little while. Let's step aside for a timeout. We'll be back. 3:45 to go in the game. Rockets lead by 2 touchdowns. We'll be back after this.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down. Or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Well, maybe it's not that bad. Lawrence Stanley got up and he walks off the sideline. So I agree with you, Mike. From the reaction of the North Olmsted players, it looked like it was going to be bad, but Stanley gets off the field, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 30. Down 2 scores, they've got a lot of work to do. Berger's in the backfield. Now he comes up to the wingback spot. And McPherson takes the perfect snap. Firing over the middle, has a man, but it's going to be incomplete as they tried to get it there. Tried to go to Luis Batista, and he couldn't quite come up with it. And he's hurt. So it'll stop the clock with 3:39 to go in the game. So hopefully Batista's okay, Mike.
Yeah, diving catch there and attempt anyway, and looks like it may be a cramp.
Let's thank our sponsors that make these Gridiron Clashes possible on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube station. Brought to you by Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Halftime sponsor is Cobos Insurance Center, your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. Good to hear our buddy Ron Yantz with those voiceovers for LCCC. And by Stewart's Appliance, they're on Cleveland Street in Elyria. It'll be 2nd and 10. And we've got 3 games tomorrow night, Mike. It'll be Columbia at Keystone, and then we will also have Wellington at Firelands and Brunswick at Medina, and you're going to be writing for the Chronicle Telegram.
Yes.
McPherson rolling to his left, and he is going to be brought down at the 33. Where are you going tomorrow?
I'll be at Elyria Catholic for Holy Name at EC in a North Coast Conference matchup. So
EC
yes.
and the Holy Name.
Yes.
And you can read your article in the Blitz on Saturday. Nobody covers Lorain County high school football like the Chronicle Telegram. You can read Mike's article and others in the Blitz. That'll be this Saturday. Again, our triple header tomorrow. Columbia at Keystone will be the YouTube game, and then Wellington at Firelands and Brunswick and Medina will be our stream games. 3rd and about 6 from the 34. They're going to fire it out here in the flat. It's going to be caught by Stanley. Great to see he's back in the game. And he stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down. And again, there defensively, Brody Beggs, who's had a really big game playing both ways for Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been all over the place, and kind of a swing pass that hung up in the air for a long time, allowed Beggs to break on it. Sets up a 4th down. No choice for the Eagles here but to go.
Yep, down 2 scores, 2.5 minutes remaining and 1 timeout to go, 4th and 6. First things first, they've got to get a 1st down. They've got to get to the 40 to do that. McPherson steps up, fires. It's going to be tipped, and did he make the catch? He did. Going down to making the catch was Dennis Jeffries. Jeffries came into the game, 6 catches for 89 yards. That's at least his 2nd or 3rd catch of the night. 1st and 10, North Olmsted from their own 46.
Yeah, tipped pass there, and Jeffries able to bring it down. As North Olmsted's got to be in a hurry here, although huddled up.
Stanley kind of limping off the field a little bit. Under 2 minutes to play. Fast-moving game. McPherson fires over the middle into traffic. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. Boy, it was in and out of the hands of Dennis Jeffries. It looked like he might be able to make the catch there, Mike.
Yeah, it looked like he had room to run, too, after he caught it. But, again, maybe kind of looking up before he made his move. And you can kind of tell North Olmsted's not real they probably haven't been in this situation a lot where they've had to kind of hurry up. And it's tough when your quarterback's coming over every play to get the play to
they just don't look comfortable doing it.
Correct, yes. I think that's a good way to put it.
2nd and 10, Eagles from their own 46, minute 39 to go in the game. They're down 2 scores. And the pass is going to be overthrown and in and out of the hands of Charlie Rogers. It'll be 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 stops the clock with 1:34 to go.
Mentioned Columbia and Keystone tomorrow.
Yep, that's a biggie for the lead in the LC8. I've got Wellington Firelands and our Medina County matchup. Brunswick and Medina, and any time you get 2 Medina County schools playing against one another, that's what we like to see in our Medina County matchups, with just 7 schools in the county. You don't get that all the time, but tomorrow, Brunswick and Medina. So 3rd and 10 from their own 46. McPherson rolling right, firing. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and 10. Well, Bay was successful on 2 4th downs this quarter with touchdown passes. Can North Olmsted do that? Bay had a 59-yard pass and a 33-yard pass on 4th downs in this quarter.
Just incredible. It looked like all momentum had flipped.
It had. And then Bay, to their credit, they were able to come back and make 2 big plays when they had to have them. 4th and 10. Rolling to his left as McPherson wants to throw downfield. Has a man, and it's going to be dropped and incomplete. Jaden Willison Jr., he had it. It would have been a 1st down, but he dropped it. And that's your ball game. With 1:23 to go and only 1 timeout remaining, North Olmsted shouldn't get the ball back, and Bay should be able to run this clock out and get a hard-fought victory.
Yeah, there was a point in this game when it kind of just looked like Bay was trying to survive, right, with a win. And then to their credit, again, they made plays in the 4th quarter that they needed to make. And they're going to get out of here with a win and kind of get some of that bad taste out of their mouth from last week's homecoming loss to Valley Forge. And
this is going to hurt for North Olmsted, but at least they can feel a little bit better that they got some points. Instead of getting shut out, they'll take the knee and they'll wind it down. Like we said, North Olmsted has 1 timeout left. You doubt they would take it. But with this win, Bay's going to go to 5-3 overall. They are going to get to 3-2 in the CWC. North Olmsted drops to 2-6 overall. They'll go to 2-3 in league play. And next week, North Olmsted is at Valley Forge. Bay will also be on the road. They'll go to Lakewood.
2nd and 11 for the Rockets at the 47-yard line.
Bay, again, in victory formation as we go under 1 minute to play. We'll recap it in the post-game show for you. I don't know if Mike will be able to get his stats together quick enough to do that, but maybe a couple basic stats. We'll see. But I'll recap the scoring plays of this one for you in the post-game show. We'll get Mike's thoughts on the final and maybe a stat or two. No pressure, Mike, but maybe a stat or two. And, again, they take the knee, and with 30 seconds left, do they got to take another one or not? Looks like they do. As maybe the officials are saying, no, you don't have to. All right, so evidently they don't have to take another knee, and now both teams are going to get together at midfield to shake hands. So the Bay Rockets with a 4th quarter come from behind victory. They defeat North Olmsted 28-14. We'll talk to you about it in the postgame show right after this timeout on the WEOL Chronicle Telegram YouTube Game of the Week. It's the Gridiron Clash.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry, you're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College, your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secure dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at cobosins.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
And welcome back to the postgame show where the Bay Rockets have defeated North Olmsted by a score of 28-14. Elsewhere in the CWC tonight in the third quarter, Rocky River leading Westlake 28-6. And the opponents for both these schools next week in the fourth quarter, they're having a good one. It's Valley Forge over Lakewood, 42-34. Next week, North Olmsted goes to Valley Forge, and it will be Bay going to Lakewood. So Bay wins at 28-14. Let's recap the scoring. In the first half, two scores, they both went to Bay. First quarter, Bayline on a 20-yard fumble recovery with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, 6-0 Bay, extra point, no good. Second quarter, again with exactly 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, it was Rocco Hereditario on a 36-yard touchdown run. Bay led it 13-0 at halftime. And we had no scoring in the third quarter, so it was 13-0 Bay heading into the fourth quarter. And then after two touchdowns in the first three quarters, the two teams combined for 4 touchdowns in the final 12 minutes. 11:53 to go in the fourth quarter. It was fourth down. McPherson to Silmy on a 13-yard pass. One of 3 fourth down touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Strange game indeed, as Michael Hrusch mentioned several times. 13-7 Bay led. And then after North Olmsted was denied on fourth down and it looked like Bay was going to get the win, then it was a huge fumble recovery by Connor Verbicki, the cornerback. He ran in, and with 5:56 to go in the game, North Olmsted took their first and only lead of the game at 14-13. Well, a minute 23 later, after a big defensive pass interference against North Olmsted, it would be on 4th and 10 from their own 41. A 59-yard pass play from Cleary to Beggs. 2-point conversion was good, and Bay went up 21-14. 45 seconds later, after a turnover on North Olmsted, again on fourth down, this was 4th and 14. Cleary to Rogers from 33 yards out. Extra point was good. Our final score at 28-14. Rocco, sorry, it's like the second time I've done that. Michael, any stats or thoughts you want to pass along?
Yeah, a couple team stats. Again, and not much offense to speak of, especially when you have defensive scores. But North Olmsted finishes with 109 rushing yards, just 65 through the air for 174 yards total. Bay finished with 77 rushing yards. They got 139 through the air. Again, 91 of that 139 came on those two big fourth down scores. Bay finishes with just 216 yards of offense. So, again, a game filled with defensive scores. A lot of odd plays, like we said, and not a lot of offense statistic-wise to speak of. But all in all, Bay finds a way to win. Right? They don't ask how you get it done. You get it done. And for North Olmsted, another tough luck loss. It's not a 2-6 team. I think they're a much better team than that. But it is what it is for them tonight, and they'll get back at it on Friday as well as Bay.
All right, so that's just going to about do it. Want to thank a lot of people here. Gary Pelder doing the camera work. Our producer here was, again, Dave Rydell. He does a great job. Rocco Nushi came to help things out. Appreciate that. Want to thank my broadcast partner, Michael Hrusch. Remind you, tomorrow it'll be Rocco Nushi, Ron Yantz, along with Jared and Dave Rydell. They've got the battle in the LCA, Columbia at Keystone. That's the YouTube game. Over on WEOL.com, stream 2. I'll be there along with Jed Matcham. Wellington at Firelands. And then our game on Stream 3, the Medina County matchup, Michael Keefe, Chad Meyer, Brunswick at Medina. Those are all tomorrow night as Week 8 gets underway. So our Thursday night special had a lot of fun. We don't get to Bay very often, but really enjoyed it. Want to thank Matthew Spellman, the athletic director here at Bay, for all his hospitality as well. Really do appreciate it. Mike, thanks to you. Nice job tonight. Once again, our final, it was 28-14 Bay over North Olmsted, and the game was brought to you by Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street. EcoTree Services, your complete tree care company. Cobos Insurance Center, your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent, our halftime sponsor, Cobos Insurance Center. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs, and by Stewart's TV and Appliance, 468 Cleveland Street in Elyria. One more time, your final, Bay 28. North Olmsted 14. For Mike Hrusch, this is Rob Polinsky saying, have a good night, everybody.